This world has been connected. And now darkness within darkness awaits you.
In the end, every heart returns to the darkness whence it came.
My name is Ansem. I reach for the darkness.
One who knows nothing can understand nothing.
Good tidings, everybody, and welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 3 of the longest-running Kingdom Hearts podcast in the multiverse. My name is Mike, and with me, as always, is my brother, Jason.
Hello,
Jason. Hi.
Is
welcome.
this thing on?
It's on. We can hear you. And
Hi.
also with us, Jason, a very special guest. As the prophecy foretold last week, our good friend, my Ganbu, and Star Wars expert, Shawn _ AFK, is here on the podcast. Welcome, Shawn.
Yeah. That's Alex screaming from the.
Yeah, Alex is so
the
excited for
stadium.
this.
What's up,
He's
guys?
smiling right now as we're recording. He doesn't know why.
Yeah, he doesn't know. I do have to say, it's kind of weird hearing you do that without like music and stuff playing. It's a little surreal.
Oh, well, everybody else heard the music except you.
No, I did.
No, I mean,
wait,
me and Jason did too.
Was I? Wait.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Wait a second.
Shawn,
Hold on.
before we get into it, why don't you tell people a little bit who you are, what you do, if they're not familiar with your podcasting universe, the Shawn podcasting universe, the SPU.
I'm Shawn _ AFK on online, and I am a mediocre podcaster who tries to do too much, and I am a big Kingdom Hearts fan. I've been in the Super SpikeGhetti Bros community for a couple years now, but I'm also a lifelong Star Wars fan. I'm sorry on behalf of all of us. We're terrible.
I'm sorry
I know.
for you, dude.
Yeah, it's a painful existence. Mike perfectly summed it up last week with what he said. I was impressed with the amount of knowledge that Mike had on the subject. And it is true that I was approached to do this after it was announced.
Yeah. I just knew he'd want to be on.
Of course. I mean, we'd kind of talked about how, like, recently because, like, there's a whole lore about how I did not want to come on the podcast just because I love it so much that I have that kind. You know that thing where you're like, if I get involved in any way, I'm gonna ruin it. Does anybody else feel like that, or is it just me?
I think it's just you.
Okay, it's just me. But I had that feeling for a long time. But like after we did Squid Pro Quo, I was like, I think I could do this. And it seems that there are Star Wars related things possibly happening. So it seems like that's kind of the perfect time for this to happen. But since you announced that, I did decide that, if anybody out there in the Kingdom Hearts community, if it turns out, we're doing Star Wars stuff and you guys need a Star Wars expert to consult, I am starting a Star Wars consulting firm just for the lead up to Kingdom Hearts 4. So all you Kingdom Hearts content creators out there, if you need a Star Wars expert to consult on whatever video, whatever you're doing,
Hey, yo.
hit me up.
Everybody hit up Shawn _AFK. He knows the most about Star Wars of people.
No, like he like actually knows too. Like it's not like, oh, he's watched the movies a bunch of times. Like no, he's like read the fucking books. He's played every single game. Like he has
Jar Jar Binks tattooed on his ass cheek.
I like
useless
Jar Jar Binks.
information. Absolutely useless information that could be helpful in your theory videos.
True.
I like Jar Jar.
He's a Sith Lord. True.
I'm trying so hard. But also, when it comes to Star Wars fans, I'm low on the freak scale. So
like
that's a win.
Wait, what do you mean the freak scale? Is that like a you
there's
don't like
a
to
scale
get freaky?
No, no. Like Star Wars fans are all freaks, but like there's a scale to it of how much of a freak you are. Like at the top, it's like I don't want to buy the new Lego Star Wars game because the sequels are in it.
Okay.
And like I'm not up there, and you don't want somebody up there on your podcast.
No, you don't.
Stormtroopers can't be black.
Yeah, that's the top of the that's the top of the freak scale.
Yeah.
Or like, the go woke, go broke crowd.
Right.
Which is more of the Star Wars fandom than I'd like to admit.
For sure.
But I'm at the bottom where I'm kind of like, I'm still a freak because like I'm way too invested in this fictional children's series about space wizards. But like my passion comes from a good place, I think. So it's like, it kind of evens out a little bit. Still,
he doesn't have the terrible realization as to why he really likes Star Wars. That's ultimately terrible, but he hasn't figured it out yet.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a freak, but not much of a freak.
You're a bit of a freak.
Yeah.
Before we get into the Star Wars, though, Shawn, we actually have an email. We have an email, and as you guys know, you can email us at ansomreportpodcast@gmail.com, like Zethus here did. And
what up, Zethus?
Zethus has some theories for us that maybe we can comment on. So let me read
in the Discord, I believe, right? I think I saw them in the Discord.
Yeah, they actually did
not
join
the email,
Discord, yeah.
but I think they're in the Discord. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I remember that new username. Now I say it.
Yeah.
Well, let me read the email.
Oh, sorry.
Welcome, Zethus.
Welcome. Zethus here. Just joined the Discord. Only started to listen a few weeks ago, starting from the beginning.
I really just fucking I really just fucking stole your thunder.
When you dropped season 2, I was so happy that I now had an easy way to keep up with your new content without losing my place with the old. See, season 2.
Yo, 5
Season 2 is
actually,
a good
5
idea.
It's good to see that there are people around my age with the same kind of commitment to Kingdom Hearts as I have. Although you seem to have some reservations for the handheld and mobile games, OG Com is better than Recom, Days gameplay is fine, Recoded is good, and I'll gladly grind out missing link content for you. Anyways, I'm looking forward to being part of this community and hope I can add discussions in the future, or maybe even right now. Theories! First one is a little BS, and I haven't looked to see if anyone has posted about something similar. In KH3, when everyone dies, spoiler, Sora ends up on the game over screen, which to me implies that every Sora death at any point in any of the games he's in, even Data Sora, is canon. Every time you as a player has died as Sora and hit continue or load game, Sora uses the Power Awakening to travel back to the point, therefore multiple playthroughs can also be considered canon.
I don't want to be that guy. But doesn't that happen during the Xehanort fight, not when everyone dies? Do you go to the game over screen when everybody dies?
You mean when you die and then Donald and Goofy are like, Sora!
Yeah, isn't that the Xehanort fight, not when everybody gets murked?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
He hasn't even said his theory yet, Shawn.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought he was talking about the scene where, like, Riku's like, you don't mean that. I know you don't.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was saying at first, but yeah, Shawn's right. I think he just mixed up when it happens, but yeah.
Yeah.
So my theory is that every game is on a different world line than the last. Sora's been abusing his power since the very beginning of the series, and every release, or re-release, if you will, is also canon. So Kingdom Hearts Final Mix takes place after KH because Sora dies again at some point. Then Com 2, Recom, KH2 Final Mix, etc. Even the HD re-releases on PS4, PS3, then 4. Sora has died so many times he just keeps going back to get it right, which is why he was supposed to disintegrate so long ago, but his friends just kept him together until now. This is also how I can explain the inconsistencies in the plot sometime. Just a silly little theory that I think you guys might enjoy. What do you guys think about that theory?
I like the idea of it because it's like you could definitely like go down that rabbit hole for sure. But like you're telling me like 10-year-old Sora knows how to use the power of waking, bro? I don't know, dude.
Maybe.
Like when I die to the Riku fight for the 8th time, like I don't know, dude. Like,
I have a nosebleed. That's really fucking big brain. I've never thought about that. Yeah. I really like it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's like a thing that we'll ever find out.
No,
but I think that's a really creative,
yeah.
it's cheeky. I like it.
I don't think most people would come up with that.
Okay, he's got another one for us. You ready?
Okay.
So here's a serious one though that involves the Keyblade. Some say Kai, but it means the same.
Okay.
And the
X-Blade.
Yeah, the X-Blade.
I don't have this one really fleshed out. I don't know what to look up to find more on this one. But there are some similar ones, but they are outdated. Pretty simply, Sora is seemingly special in the first game until Nomura retconned. I put retcon twice. Keyblade.
No.
But what if he didn't? What if Sora is the chosen one, the Kai Blade's chosen one? When the Kai Blade forged by Vanitas Clash is broken, the Kingdom Keys that formed the hilt were still intact. Riku was able to take the Kingdom Key from Sora temporarily, simply because he is basically a Princess of Heart, not because it was his specifically. Or maybe Kairi is the true chosen one, seeing how she was in Sora's heart.
Sorry, yeah.
So
anytime anybody's like, Kairi's important, I just like, yeah, sure.
Sorry for the wall of text, although I know you love walls of text, even though you can't read. Didn't want to put this much into the Theories channel and Discord. Looking forward to new episodes, and thank you for all the content, Zethus, thank you. What do you guys think of that? I never thought of that before. That's kind of interesting how the Kai Blade has 2 Kingdom Keys.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the last theory was definitely 5 brain, but this is like 10 brain, dude. Like you're mega minding this shit, because I do like that it would essentially fix the retcon. Because it's like there's the Keyblade. Like you got to say it like Keyblade.
He's the Keyblade's chosen one. Not
there's all the theories where like you see you see the scene where Xehanort's passing the Keyblade to Sora, almost like in a similar like he's passing his Keyblade down to him. So who knows, dude? I do like that.
I love it. I love theorizing about the Keyblade. I feel like we don't really do that a lot. At least I don't see it a lot. I feel like it's just kind of an item that exists and everybody accepts that it exists. But I feel like I don't see a lot of like deep dives.
You have to go back to like BBS forums to find like old shit about it. But yeah,
I feel like there's probably still more to it. Like I feel like this. I think the Keyblade is gonna come back. I don't think we've seen the last of it.
I think so. Yeah.
But I would encourage Zethus to post stuff like that in the Cage Theory discussions as well. Just because I do think that there are people in the community that would love to engage
for sure
with that kind of thing. Even if it's long walls of text, I feel like us as Kingdom Hearts fans kind of really love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
if there is a place 100%. To post it, that is the place.
Yeah.
Also, Zethus, I want to say, we don't hate the handheld and mobile games.
We just like to meme about them.
I really like Recom. I hate Recoded, but I really like Recom, and I really like DDD.
I like Com and Recom.
Yeah, and I like Com as well.
I like OG Com as well. Like I have so much nostalgia for Com.
Union Cross, I like the idea behind it, but I don't like how they delivered the story. I thought they could have done a better job with that. And Dark Road's a joke.
Like if they came up with an updated version of Union Cross, I think we'd enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah, where you get the story in like one playthrough as opposed to spread over 5 years or whatever. You know what I mean?
And like you're months behind the Japanese version, so there's like also, actually no point.
Also, the gameplay of Union Cross isn't really fun to me. I get it's not supposed to be. It's like a mobile game, you know. But
yeah,
I'm hoping Missing Link. I'm hoping Missing Link is it looks a lot better to me. It looks a lot more fun.
I don't know if like. Shouldn't mobile games be fun too?
No.
Like,
have you seen those
games are supposed to be bad?
Have you seen those ads for the games where it's like, oh, run down the hallway and you either choose times 10 dudes or -2?
What one?
That's
is
what
the
mobile
best
games
one?
are supposed to be.
That's true.
Or pull the thing out to pour the lava on the bad guy, but in the ad they never do it right and they always die.
Or the The kingdom
and then the game is
needs a
just not like
prince.
that at all, and it just is a fucking. It's one of those games where it's a X and Y grid, and you build your castle, and it's pay to win, and you can train your troops, but you can speed it up if you spend gems, and then you got to send them with your hero, and your hero levels up, but you can also level them up with some gems. Like,
See, mobile games aren't supposed
She
to be fun,
needs
Shawn.
you to lead them. Like, it's like,
big titty anime girl.
yeah, she never shows up in the actual game.
No, she's not in that at all.
100%.
Anyway, thank you, Zethus, for the email. If you want to be like Zethus and be a baller, you can email us at answerreportpodcast@gmail.com, and we will read your email on the internet and probably say nice things about you because you're cool. Also, a reminder,
Very
you can
cool.
rate us on and leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and you can just rate us on Spotify. Just give us that big
Juicy
juicy 5 stars, please and thank
Oh,
you.
it's so juicy.
No 3 stars.
It takes like 2 taps to do on Spotify.
And we appreciate it and it helps the show. Let's get into Star Wars.
Oh, God.
I'm ready, dude.
So they could just take Terra Nort's theme and just like mod it into
True.
Sorry,
Dude.
Yeah.
Mike.exe
Yeah.
stopped working.
yeah.
Imagine you're in the Star Wars world, and the baddie is somehow Terra Nort.
Somehow Terra Nort has returned. I know you're doing a transition thing right now, Mike, but the thing that excites me the most about
Did the
possible
word
Star
excite
Wars world.
just get turned into a nobody
Yeah.
for you? Is that?
It did. I think it did
I'm
a little
excited.
bit. I'm excited. The thing about a possible KH world, Star Wars world that makes me most excited is Yoko Shimomura's take on John Williams' incredible
You're right.
music.
I didn't even think about that.
That's actually, oh my god, yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Before we get into like what we want to see and all that, we haven't really even talked about why people are saying Star Wars is in.
That's true.
So let's Shawn, maybe you want to run this by everybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the KH4 trailer, we see a couple shots of what looks like a forest that feels very out of place with the rest of the trailer. And in one of the shots, it's kind of like a shot of a river, and there's like a couple rocks in the river. And then there's something that looks like another rock. And I thought it was a rock when I first watched it. And it could still be a rock, we'll be fair. But upon further examination, it looks identical. Like, I don't know, Mike, if you want to put in the work to like
one.
Yeah, like put like screen grabs up on screen, but it is like 1-to-1.
We'll see how
It looks
lazy I feel.
identical. Yeah, it looks identical to an ATST walker's foot from Star Wars, which those are the kind of I think Family Guy refers to them as like chicken walkers or something, but or robot
Wait,
chicken.
you think that comes from?
I don't
know where
No,
I know
I've
it comes
just heard
from
people call them chicken walkers for a while.
Yeah,
I
that's something-
always assume that whatever stupid Star Wars joke people refer to comes from those Family Guy episodes
No,
or
I-
Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the Robot
I
Chicken
remember-
episomes are kind of goated, dude. I'm not
I
gonna
remember
lie.
as a kid, Shawn, calling them chicken walkers. So, and I'm old.
Well, okay, you are old. That is true. But for anybody that doesn't know, the ATST walkers are the walkers that are present during Return of the Jedi at the ending on Endor. They're the ones that walk around on 2 feet, unlike the camel walkers from Empire Strikes Back. They're the ones
the
that
smaller ones.
Yeah, the ones that the Ewoks totally body with like
Yep.
a bunch of logs. Greatest Star Wars movie. It's incredible.
Well, there's
Love
there's also a First Order version, right? But like their feet look slightly different.
Yeah, no, there is. We see it in The Last Jedi. That's the one that like BB-8 like steals in one of the greatest sequences in the movie. Yeah, no, there are definitely First Order versions as well, but this looks like
So
the
It's like pretty
Imperial
much
one.
ruled out that it's not going to be a prequel world. It could only be
No.
either like the original or sequels,
Yeah, and
or
if
maybe
we're
in
being
between,
honest,
or after.
yeah, if we're being honest, I think Return of the Jedi is the best bet. Not just because of the Walker's presence and Endor, but I think Namora is an older gentleman who probably grew up really enjoying the original trilogy and having a very strong connection to the original trilogy. I think the Ewoks in particular really fit the kind of like Nomura likes really cute things. And like, I think that the Ewoks fit the kind of Disney aesthetic of Kingdom Hearts. I think that Endor as a climax works the best for how Kingdom Hearts worlds operate. I'm fairly certain that the only way that Star Wars and Kingdom Hearts would work outside of like using it for gummy ship stuff would be the Endor sequence.
The only way?
Yeah, I mean, unless I guess unless you're gonna create something entirely new, but I don't think you're going to.
Don't you think they could do something with like Clone Wars?
No, I think they do something more recognizable. I think they do a movie.
Well, no, I'm saying that, but you're saying they couldn't do it. I think they could.
No, I think they could. You're right. That's not the greatest way to phrase it. I think the way that they would do it is Endor, just because I think they would do the movies because they're more recognizable. Even though Clone Wars has obviously had an uptick with like references in the TV shows right now. The Mandalorian is really big, but I think that like in terms of nostalgia that people have for those original movies, especially people that are probably working on these games, and just how Endor plays out, I think it fits very well into what a Kingdom Hearts world is like in terms of level design. And I also think that the themes of Return to the Jedi fit very well into a normal Kingdom Hearts game, though I'm not entirely sure how that'll work with the idea of what we're doing with Quadratum or whatever.
Okay, so hear me out, Shawn. You make some very good points, and I'm inclined to side with you on this.
I also have a theory as well.
But I have two words for you.
Uh-oh.
That you're probably going to tell me should only be one word. Baby Yoda.
Well, yeah, there should be one word, and that one word should be Grogu.
Yes, I knew you were going to do that. So,
yeah.
Here's the thing.
No, Babu Freak.
Yeah. Oh, dude, wait a minute. Don't bring up Babu Freak. He's my favorite Star Wars character.
I love Babu Freak.
Babu
Freak and Bulio are the best parts of that movie.
Bulio. Babu Freak's where it's at.
Bulio's my boy. Fuck Mark Hamill,
Bulio
dude.
is
What's wrong with you?
overrated.
Bulio's overrated.
My God.
Babu Freak?
Oh my.
S tier or God tier legendary.
Babu Freak. Come on, dude.
Babu Freak.
Come on, Babu
Exactly.
Freak.
But Bulio's like, win the war.
Okay.
That is kind of based, actually, yeah.
Here's my theory on Grogu.
Based on what?
Based on Star Wars by George Lucas.
Well, actually, that one was J.J. Abrams. Anyways, yeah, sorry.
But he started it. So my
co-wrote it.
He co-wrote it.
Yeah.
My theory is that, do you remember in the episode of The Mandalorian when they're like doing like the
You think it's the fucking village one?
I think it's the village. I think.
Are you serious?
I think it's the village. And I
no
think,
way.
I
no
think,
shot.
Yes. And I think you team up with the Mandalorian and he has Baby Yoda with him. I think that's the hotness right now. I think, Nomura would probably want to do Return of the Jedi, but if they're smart, they're doing the Mandalorian. Because the Mandalorian right now is the most positive version of Star Wars that exists.
That's true.
Right now.
Sure.
That's
right?
true.
Uh-huh.
They're
Like,
not,
as far as like discourse, I feel like Mandalorian has the least amount of Star Wars discourse. Like, it's like pretty universally liked.
Right.
It's pretty much just like everybody either loves it or they love it but are tired of the incessant cameos.
And I think that Jon Favreau and I think they're waging a war against Kathleen Kennedy. No. I'm just bringing all this toxic shit that Shawn hates on the show. No, I really do think there's a possibility that this is Mandalorian based. And I know you're like, wait, but what about like lightsabers and stuff? And like they could still like give him a cool lightsaber keyblade or whatever. If I
get the Darksaber as a keyblade, I'm losing my shit. That's awesome.
I just think that would be a not cooler, because the Return of the Jedi is cool. But like, okay, I think about the Return of the Jedi and where they're at in Endor. And you're like, okay, who am I teaming up with? The likeness of Harrison Ford? You know what I mean? What?
We did it with pirates. We did it in Pirates.
Chewbacca and Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Or Leia.
Okay, so this is what we're doing.
Another likeness.
Okay, we teamed up with the likeness of Johnny Depp in 3. I mean, what?
Yeah, but
That's true.
I don't know. I just think that it'd be pretty weird to be walking around with Han Solo.
I think it would be. I actually am not entirely sure.
Because that also ignores the whole lightsabers of it all.
Yeah. Well, I not necessarily, because I rewatched Return of the Jedi and prep for this. And I have my whole pitch for how this would start, which is essentially Sora and gang. I say gang because who knows who you're going to be going around in this game with. We also, this is a very difficult thing to theorize about because we know almost nothing about this game.
Very true.
I think I said it before, though. I think it's absolute copium to say that fucking Donald and Goofy are not going to be in Kingdom Hearts 4. It makes absolutely no sense. Like, the only people who are saying that are people who are like, yo, I love Final Fantasy, and I just want Kingdom Hearts to get more serious or more dark or whatever. Those are the only people saying that, which I can understand. I can understand. No, I'm not going to say that. I can understand it, right? Because I felt like that for like a couple weeks when I was like 14, dude. But then I was like, you know what? Donald and Goofy not being in Kingdom Hearts, dude. It's not Kingdom Hearts anymore. Like, I just agree. It just isn't Kingdom Hearts anymore. There's no way.
I agree 100%.
They're literally in the trailer, guys.
My thought is that you'd show up at Endor, and I had this thought when I was watching Return of the Jedi, because I literally, like, I was watching Return of the Jedi and I was like, I feel like I just watched the opening to a Kingdom Hearts world where, you know, the bit when they first land on Endor and they see the speeder pilots and they're like, go sneak up on them or whatever. And then everything falls apart and then we get the speeder chase. I feel like we come in with Sora, Donald, and Goofy or whoever, they watch that scene from afar. And
or
then,
they get hit by it and they're on the side of the it's like one of those deals where like they should have just gotten splattered, but really now they're just riding the speeder with them.
Well, either that or, but like what I was thinking is they see the whole thing, right? They see Luke and Han and Leia talking. They see them go down. They see everything go wrong and they're like, we got to go help them. And I know that like sometimes Kingdom Hearts likes to have big explosive sequences to start off a world. I think the speeder chase is how you do that. Sora jumps on a speeder and participates in the speeder chase, and that's how like you open the world. And then, but also in Return of the Jedi, Luke starts on Endor and then surrenders himself to Vader and goes up to the Death Star. So I think there is an opportunity there for you to take Sora off the planet and then up onto the Death Star.
Okay, fair enough.
To do the Vader and Palpatine stuff. The thing about this all that I'm uncertain about, and it's so difficult because again, we know so little, but the idea is we're told that Quadratum is a world where they haven't really dealt with like conflict between light or darkness yet. And that's something that presumably will be introduced over the course of Kingdom Hearts 4, as we see like we see like Dark Side or whatever in the trailer.
Yeah.
But I guess it depends. Like, is the realm of unreality Quadratum, and then different parts of this world are different things? Are there multiple worlds in the realm of unreality? And if you go to the Star Wars world, they are experiencing conflicts of light and dark, because Star Wars' whole thing is conflict of light between light and darkness that is going on forever, which is why I think Star Wars would make a great world in normal Kingdom Hearts where we're really focused on that. But if we're going, like, if Quadratum isn't the only world where in unreality where this conflict between light and darkness hasn't touched, I think it's weird to now do the world that is completely rooted in there is light and there is darkness. There is no middle ground.
The way you get around that is that Quadratum isn't actually where you're going to be the entire time. Quadratum is how you get to the other world. Like in Quadratum, Star Wars is also fiction there. And then you fucking blue scud dude, we can too, into the fucking Star Wars world. And then that's how you do it. The thing with me is that I feel like that foot just, it looks like it's not like I haven't dissected this shit, but to me it looks like it's like a derelict thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not attached to anything. Like shit's already gone down. Like shit's already happened. Now it could be a cutscene partway through it, right? Like maybe partway through they have that shot where it comes through and it's after the Ewoks blew that shit up or whatever. But to me, I don't want to derail what you're saying, but I feel like the fact that Palpatine literally has multiple vessels, bro. You're telling me Nomura doesn't want to touch that, dude? Like I get that that's somehow he came back, but I feel like Kingdom Hearts could actually just do that.
Somehow Palpatine has returned.
Right, but I feel like what's funny is they can actually do that, but better. Like they can actually just like in the
Sora
vein
relates.
of
He's like,
Kingdom
I've dealt
Hearts.
with this before.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, he's got more vessels or whatever. You know what I mean?
And everybody around him was like, what do you mean?
So I don't know. I don't know how. And also the fact that like you think Nomura doesn't want to like touch on that or whatever. Like I don't know. Maybe he hasn't seen The Rise of Skywalker or whatever. But
Nomura, don't watch it. You don't have to. It's okay. I think that Nomura makes a lot of decisions based off like, this is a thing that I love and I'd like to see it in there, and we'll figure out how to fit it in later. And that is, I think, most evident with the attraction flow things in KH3. He loves the Disney rides, and he wanted to get the Disney rides in there, and we'll make it work, right? Whatever that ends up being, which is why I think Return of the Jedi. It's why I think original trilogy. It's why I think like Ewoks, cute little furry panda bear things. I just, but also like, who knows what it could be? I mean, I think people saying that it is 100% a rock and there's no way it's Star Wars or on copium a little bit.
yeah, it looks like a fucking foot, dude.
I mean, like, I'm not saying 100% Star Wars is in Kingdom Hearts 4, but I think it's very likely at this point.
Also, if you add in the fact that, like you said earlier, that forest scene just seems completely
way out of
out of
place.
place with the trailer.
Yeah.
Everything else they show is this big city modeled after Japan, and while there are like forests in Japan, that's not, you know what I mean? It's not.
We don't see anything substantial happen in that forest.
No.
We just see shots of forest.
Right.
It's like, what?
Yeah. And
Worst ending is that it's like some nerds were LARPing, but it's like Star Wars LARP, and they had like a foot.
What? But you know what,
dude.
I do really love? You mentioned this, like, or somebody mentioned it. I've already forgotten. It's all a blur. The idea of Star Wars being fiction in
Jason said it.
Jason did in Quadratum. Jason, thank you. I love that idea because I've held on to my pet theory, and I'm sure other people believe this as well, but in the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, one of those billboards has the Kingdom Hearts logo. And like, I genuinely think maybe it's not called Kingdom Hearts, but I do think that Sora, like maybe it's Clashes of Light and Darkness or some shit like that, right? But I do think the games
Or
we've
it's
been
called
playing.
Yozora. I don't know.
Well,
Whatever.
no.
Why would you say that?
Because Jay, if Yozora is really from Quadratum, right, then he's real to that world.
Yeah.
So that's why Verum Rex is fiction in Sora's world, because it's real in that world, and then vice versa. So Kingdom Hearts is a game series
I think it's a game series, yeah.
in Quadratum.
I think legitimately we'll see posters that maybe aren't called Kingdom Hearts, but it's
Kingdom
going to
of
be
Hearts.
clearly. Yeah, sure. It'll be called Karma Sutra Hearts, but
Wait, what?
I think clearly the video games we have been playing are going to exist in this world, just because like the logo is there. Like it is the Kingdom Hearts crown in the secret ending on one of those billboards.
Right.
So who knows?
It'll be called like Sora's Journey or something.
Yeah, some shit. I'm partial to Clashes of Light and Darkness. I don't
It'll
know
be
why.
called Final Fantasy 13 versus or versus 13. Sorry.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Like-
I just triggered both parties, like people
Right.
who hate that idea and people who love that idea at the same
That
time.
was genius.
Five head. was on purpose.
You're like people that say 358 over 2 days. That's not the name of the game. It's 358 days over 2.
That title, dude. I love it because like the Madman, but also what?
Yeah.
You know?
It's 358 days seen through the lens of 2 different people. What's so hard to understand, Shawn?
Like when your friend who's not really into Kingdom Hearts, like they talk about Kingdom Hearts 2 or whatever, because that's the only one they've played.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, yo, so like, what's up with this blonde dude? Or like, what's up with Roxas or whatever, right?
Mhm.
You're like, well, he
Blonde-haired
has
kid.
his own game, and then you don't want to like say the title because you're like, they're really
People
gonna
use it to
mentally
clown.
they're gonna mentally check out when I try to say this name. It's
You know
not
what
gonna
name
be
I
good.
actually hear people make fun of more? It's the chapter prologue. The
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's-
0.2 or 2.8, which is ridiculous to me because that's not even a fucking game. It's a
Yeah,
collection.
Right. Well, or they'll meme on 1.5, 2.5 remix too.
Yeah, which is
Like-
fucking stupid.
Yeah. But they don't understand. They think that it's different stuff. Anyway, we're
Yeah.
getting in the weeds on something different. Star Wars.
Yes.
I knew I'd have to wrangle Shawn back into Star Wars. He doesn't even
Yes,
like
yes,
it.
yes.
Dude,
So-
if it is Endor, one thing I do want to see, which they could totally do, is like you have a segment where you're on Endor and you're doing all the like you're fighting stormtroopers, you're fighting Heartless that look like stormtroopers, whatever it is, right?
Mhm.
And then at some point you gotta hop in the
Stormtroopers can't be
motherfucking
heartless. Sorry.
you gotta hop in the motherfucking gummy ship to go up and
Ooh,
blow up
to
the
the-
Death Star, dude.
Oh,
Yo,
dude.
yeah, they got to do the Death Star run. Jason's
You-
right.
That's my
you do the Death
favorite.
Star run and you go into the Death Star. Like you do both
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
things.
Jason's absolutely right. They got to do
You're
the Death
right.
Star run.
Because that's like one of my favorite space sequences in Star Wars is when they fly into like the trench run is cool, but like they fly into that motherfucker in
Like you're telling
In
me you
Return of the
can't do the
Jedi.
trench run? You literally do a kind of trench run in Cage 3
Yeah.
before you go to the Keyblade Graveyard.
I guess it all
Yeah.
depends. Like, is the gummy ship in this game,
Or
Are
in
we doing
Cage
something
2,
different?
Jay. In Cage 2, you go and shoot down that core.
Yeah,
Yeah,
When
yeah,
I
actually,
didn't know
literally,
how to
yeah.
open the doors
yeah,
in
no,
there.
I don't know why I didn't think of that either. Yeah, literally.
yeah.
And
What I
both
really
of
want to
those are
see,
goated.
what I really want to see, and like, I don't know if we'll actually do this because I don't think we're going to start this early in the movie. But I want to see Kingdom Hearts. I know I shit on Family Guy earlier and the Family Guy Star Wars episodes. They have exactly one good bit, and it's the Sarlacc pit bit. And I really want to see the Kingdom Hearts version of that, where you know in the Family Guy episode when they just keep nodding at each other when they're standing over the Sarlacc pit, and the music is like bum, bum. Like it's just like this bum over and over again, and it cuts to all the characters looking at each other and nodding.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I'm
that's what
talking
happens in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. But in Family Guy, they do it like
8 times. For
they
each
do it like
character.
8 times, and they like look over. Like one person nods to Jabba, and then Jabba turns to like Boba Fett and nods to him. I want to see that bit done in Kingdom Hearts.
But it's like
We're
Goofy
like-
and Donald.
Yeah. Yeah, or whatever.
Chewbacca.
And then like Yuzora is just there for whatever reason. He's not
Okay.
been in the game for the rest of it, but somebody just nods at Yuzora. Like,
I got a question. So
okay.
under this premise, there's only 3, like what we've talked about. We've said that there's 3 possibilities, right? There's originals, sequels, and then like Mando, like extended type
Mando version.
universe type shit, right?
I don't think they're doing the prequels.
One of those 3, right?
Yeah.
What party members would you guys want for each one, depending on which one it is?
Ooh,
I want Mando and Baby Yoda, dude.
Okay, yeah, but what about for the other 2?
okay.
It's just Mando, and he's walking around, and he's got the fucking crib.
Yeah, but what about
floating
the
next to him.
other 2?
No, that's what I'm
Mike?
saying.
I just want to talk about Mando and Baby Yoda.
The other
So,
2 possibilities.
Return of the
not
Jedi is weird to me
Mandalorian.
because I mean you could do Leia. I think it'd probably be Han and Chewie. You know.
Yeah.
Honestly, they could do all 3, right? I mean, we're not under the Kingdom Hearts 2 rule or Kingdom Hearts 1 rule where you have, or 2, I guess 2, where you have to switch out
Yeah.
the character.
Yeah.
And then
Do we know if it's capped out at 5 party members or if they could have gone further?
I
for
mean, I
3.
think if it was, they probably don't have that anymore. You know.
No, that's true. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there was I don't think there was a point where they needed more, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm just wondering if that was a technical limitation and if they could do more. I mean, would you even want more? 5 is getting a little crowded.
I don't know. I like Woody and Buzz hanging out with me. You know what I mean?
No,
And Mike and
yeah.
Sully.
I think 5 is a good number. I just don't know if you'd want to go further than that.
So
Yeah,
you
I
wouldn't
guess, yeah.
want Leia, Han, and Chewie?
Not all at the same time.
You just
I think
made a lot of Star Wars fanfic writers very upset.
Oh, that's so gross.
For the sequel movies, I mean, I think you got to have Rey, right?
Yeah. I
Rey
guess it depends on
BB-8.
what movie.
I don't know. I was thinking it would be like Finn and BB-8 or like maybe like Finn and Poe or something. I feel like it would be a similar type of thing as to like how you don't have like Elsa in your team or whatever. Like
Oh, true.
like
Okay.
Ray's fighting her own battle type deal.
Rey gets her heart stolen by a Heartless, and you got to fight her.
No, they just do the
I
same.
think-
They just do the exact same thing as Elsa, where it's like basically it's like, yo, she doesn't need saving, bro.
accept?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
to know.
if you do Last Jedi, Rey is having this kind of conflict during that
True.
movie. So,
Yo,
you
wait.
know,
I want to be in The Last Jedi, and I want to fight Old Man Luke.
On Octo.
Yeah, you got to fight Old Man
That fight
Luke.
is awesome. My favorite part of that fight is when he catches himself with the Force. Oh, that shit's cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna talk about the throne room fight.
I also
the
wanna
throne
play
room's
that.
cool, but like, I don't know. There's something to be said about not just shoehorning Sora, Donald, and Goofy into like these cool movie moments, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mind it. like
Do we want-
I don't take Star Wars that seriously.
Well, no, I
You
don't
know-
either. I'm just saying, like in general, like, I don't know. I guess
I
the one
get
I'm
what you're
thinking of
saying.
is Pirates of the Caribbean when you're fighting
I actually
Barbossa.
loved it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Barbossa.
No, I
I was
like that
thinking.
one.
I was thinking of 3. I love it in 3. When in Pirates in 3, when like the ending of the movie is playing out.
Yeah,
where just,
I like
he's
it in 3.
Killing
You're right.
Will,
You're right.
and they're just there.
Part of
They're
the
just
reason
like,
I like it
"No!"
in 3 is because it just looks like the movie, but Sora, Donald, and Goofy are there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that is so well done, dude.
Which
It's insane.
I mean, it is. I guess the question is also like, because we've been talking like single world kind of events for the most part. You know, Endor and the Death Star, but that's still pretty close proximity to each other. Well, I can't believe I haven't done this already. I'm a terrible Star Wars nerd. It's the forest moon of Endor, not Endor. But
yeah, I mean, what are
digress.
you doing, dude? Ruining your street
if it's
cred.
like, what if it's like, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean, we sailed around the Caribbean. What if we're flying around a whole bunch of Star Wars and
we're
it's
doing
like,
the Kessel Run. Oh my
Okay.
god!
but like, what if we got a
3.5 parsecs?
Dude, bad
Well, we got a
ending is
couple
we're in the Han Solo movie.
okay, all right,
Yeah, dude.
Han, okay,
Bad ending.
No.
the
Bad
Han
ending.
the Han movie is better than people give it credit for. It's at least entertaining.
Oh no,
Okay, but
we're in
it's
Rogue
still
One.
the
I'm gonna
worst
fall
ending.
asleep.
It is the worst ending.
It's the
but,
worst ending.
But
I would even take Rogue One over Han Solo.
I would not. I don't want to be in Rogue One.
I would, dude. Imagine you're getting chased down by Darth Vader the whole fucking game.
But everybody
dude. That's
fucking
fucking
dies
cool.
in that movie.
Okay, Sora just
I don't
fucking
want
brings
Sora
them back to
die.
life.
Wow, Sora, we really didn't help those people at all.
that's such a
Donald and
tragic
Goofy are just
ending.
reacting to like the ending where like the monk is getting blown up and shit.
What was his deal anyway? He was like a Jedi, but he kind of wasn't.
The Death Star beam fires, and Donald's like, "I've got this Zeta flare," and he shoots the Zeta flare at the Death Star beam, and they like DBZ clash.
Wow, guys, Princess Leia's really upset. Well, Sora, they just destroyed her home planet and her whole people.
All right, guys, I gotta do it for Tyler. It's the Force Unleashed, baby.
No, it's
That's
not.
right.
I don't think there's a quicker way to put me to sleep than fucking Galen Merrick showing up.
Also, it just wouldn't make any sense because he clearly is just a bad guy especially in one.
What's his fucking name?
Is it Galen Malik or is it Merrick?
Merrick, I think.
Is it Merrick?
Galen Merrick?
I just call him Starkiller.
It is, dude. Damn,
Yeah.
I can't believe I got that right.
Starkiller,
I played that
dude.
game a couple times.
But yeah, he's
but-
just blatantly a bad guy. Like, it's not his fault, right? But he's just
Actually-
blatantly a bad guy.
You told me you would stay away.
Actually, did you guys know that Starkiller was the original last name of Luke Skywalker?
It was. He was originally Luke Starkiller from the journals of Luke Starkiller.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
What I
Anakin
want,
Starkiller.
what I want is for George Lucas to show up.
Do you want him to come down and erase Darth Vader
Jar
with
Jar's the key.
You will bring me a Coke Zero.
I find your lack of Coke Zero disturbing.
I want to share this story on the podcast because it's spiritually important to me, and
Okay.
I want as many people to know about it as possible. Somebody asked George Lucas about the Jar Jar thing at an event, and he looked disgusted at the question. Like, they said that, like, it was
Is Jar Jar
it was a look that
Sith
said,
Lord?
yeah, they asked that question, and the look that George Lucas gave them was like, you really think I'm that bad of a writer? Like that is what was conveyed through George Lucas's response
Dude, it would
to
be
the Darth Jar
such
Jar.
good writing.
theory.
What?
He gave the impression, he did not say anything, but he gave the
Right.
impression that he hated it and was horrified that anybody could possibly think that was a thing. And I think that's so much funnier than the theory itself.
That's
Okay,
true,
guys.
actually.
Okay, guys.
That he would be so disgusted in something that's like actually would be cool.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is gonna be the longest podcast of all time. But another thing.
I mean, I'm here.
Another thing is, I know we said no prequels,
Yeah.
but two things about that. Number one, Goofy has to look like Jar Jar Binks,
Oh.
and Donald has to look like, I don't know, R2D2 or something.
I think Donald just has to be an astromech, yeah.
Yeah, or Donald looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi with the braid.
Oh no.
I'm sorry,
team
for
up-
the non-Star Wars nerds, a what, Shawn?
An astromech droid. The R2 is an astromech droid.
Hold on though.
Okay.
And then we need to have pod racing.
Uh-huh.
You're
And then
telling me
we need
Donald
to-
isn't a fucking...
You're telling me you
Is
don't
it
want to
a
do Duel of the
Yoda?
Fates against Darth Maul.
That would be dope.
I
Okay,
don't
wait.
want Duel of the Fates against Darth
Come
Maul.
on, Shawn, don't be a typical Star Wars fan.
What are we doing there? I don't know. The
You
Phantom
fight
Menace
Darth
doesn't.
Maul, it's dope.
Yeah, that's cool, but what is you're
And you get-
you're acting like
And you
no,
get
Mike.
stuck behind
okay,
the force
okay.
fields.
No. This right here is typical Star Wars fan behavior.
No,
You're
it's
not
not.
thinking about the story at all. You just want to see the characters that you like and the music that you think is cool.
I have an ace in the hole, guys. I have an ace in the
Okay.
hole that you guys don't know about.
Okay.
Look in the Discord chat right now.
Okay. All right.
And this is how it becomes Clone Wars, okay?
oh no.
Because I'm off
What
the
is that?
copium. You're telling me that it couldn't be that foot of
It could
the
not be
clone
that. It doesn't
tank,
look
dude?
at all like that.
I think
doesn't-
it looks
doesn't
enough
look-
like that it could
It does
be
not
it,
look at
dude.
all like an ATTE.
Yes,
Does
it
not.
does, dude.
That is what Jason just showed us. It's an ATTE. It's the six-legged walker.
Yes.
It appears in Revenge of the Sith. I think that's the only time it appears
You're
in live
telling me
action.
that the little,
but it's also
the little,
in a ton
the
of Clone
little
Wars.
footsie things on the end couldn't just be buried in the ground?
No, it does not look at all like that.
A lot of times when those things step into the ground, those aren't there.
Jay.
Because it
I
goes
think-
into the ground.
This is so much. This is the
Yeah.
worst thing you've
No,
ever said on the
dude.
podcast.
Jay,
I don't know.
I was originally gonna tell you that
Okay,
you were on
I really
the
just want
copium.
I just want Ayla Sakura in it, dude. Okay? What can I say, dude?
I was originally gonna tell you that you were on the copium, but seeing how vehemently upset you made Shawn by saying this, I'm agreeing with you. That could be the foot. It's the foot.
It looks nothing like it.
It's the
I
foot.
don't know, guys.
All right.
Guys,
All right, we gotta move on.
Maybe it's the Imperial Walker from Versus 13.
Shawn,
and then we'll have Rex
Yeah.
and Ahsoka on our team, dude.
John.
Why do you
Okay.
not want this?
Rex
Shawn.
is on Endor too. We
Shawn.
can still have him.
Shawn. I like how I'm
Yeah.
only yelling at Shawn like he's.
Yeah. yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say about Star Wars possibly beating Kingdom Hearts?
I really hope it isn't.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna take a short break.
That's it.
And when we come back, we're going to have a couple segments that Jason is definitely here for. And then we're going to do the question of the week. We'll be right back.
This is Richard Epcar. Welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. Come to the darkness.
All right, Shawn.
All right, Mike.
Are you ready for the Master Xehanort Real Organization 13 sponsored 13 Questions hot seat?
Not at all. I should have listened back to remember what the questions are, and I did not. So I do
That's
not
okay.
remember what you're going to ask me.
It's okay. Me and Jason, who's definitely here, will...
Yeah. What's up, Jason?
Wow, Jason, that was quite an answer to his question. Now,
Yeah, I can't believe you said that live
the
on
13
the pod. That's
questions. Here we go. Number 1, Shawn. What's your favorite Kingdom Hearts game?
Oh, Kingdom Hearts 3. Easy.
Oh,
I mean,
what a great answer, right, Jason?
I don't... I don't know that they ever made a good Kingdom... Well, the thing is that this is difficult because I actually think probably Birth by Sleep is the right answer, but... For me, but I want to say my official answer publicly is going to be Kingdom Hearts 3, just because people are still weird about that game for some reason, and I feel like
you want to do it to spite the KH3 haters.
Yeah, or the KH2 enjoyers if you want to get more specific
KH2
about
enjoyers get fucked.
Yeah. Get
Question number
fucked.
2. What's your favorite non-Kingdom Hearts game, Shawn?
Oh, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2: The Sith Lords, to be very specific about it.
Is that the full title of that game?
That is, yeah, it is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. And if you want to play that game, you should go, first of all, you should go to steam.com and download Steam. No, there's a mod it's like the complete... the recompleted edition or something, recompletion mod or something. Pretty much that game had a really short development cycle because they were like, we gotta make a sequel because the first one sold like hotcakes. And there was a bunch of stuff cut out of the game. And so there's a mod that exists that adds a lot of it back in.
Well, how did they know what was cut?
I don't know. I guess game files. There's a lot of stuff in the game files still because like it's a hack job of what got cut out. Like literally, I think the game came out the year after the first one did. Like Obsidian was just completely rushed through it.
This is your favorite game though?
Yeah, I think it's still incredible without the
really.
Like, I've only played it with all the recompleted like content once, and I've played it like over a dozen times without it. It to me is like the highlight of Star Wars writing. It's all very good.
Well, this is why we had you on this episode to talk about Star Wars earlier when we did that.
Exactly. Yeah, we've already talked about Star Wars.
We've already done that. Number 3, favorite Kingdom Hearts character?
Yuzuru.
Okay, Shawn, I'm going to need you to answer the questions truthfully, please.
Yeah. Nobody can see this because there's no video to this podcast, but you guys did send the lie detector dude to my home.
He's there.
And he is in here. I think his name is John.
He just sent me a GIF of a person shaking their head back and forth. No.
Yeah.
He doesn't speak.
Who is my favorite Kingdom Hearts character? That's such a difficult... Oh, no, it's not. That's a really easy question to answer. I don't know why I forgot everything about myself. The answer is Demix. He's my favorite.
Okay, that seems more in line with you.
I don't know if he's like the best, but he's definitely my favorite.
Okay. What's your favorite Disney movie?
Oh, my favorite Disney movie is it's really a basic answer, but it's probably The Lion King.
Okay, no, that's based.
It's based. I think
based on
Hercules
what?
is really based. You said it
based
first.
on Kimba the White Lion. They stole it.
They stole it. Hashtag justice for Kimba. Hashtag hold Disney accountable.
Anyway, no, Lion King's good.
Lion King's good. Hercules is underrated, which
That's
everybody
true.
says. So I don't know if is it really underrated if everybody says that it's underrated.
I don't know. Put a Hercules ride in Disney World, and then we'll talk.
That's true.
Just get rid of racist Splash Mountain and make it like Mount Olympus.
It's nowhere near my favorite, but honorable mention to Encanto because I just thought that movie was incredible.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
Anyway, favorite Disney villain?
Oh, the grandmother from Encanto. No, that's a really. I mean, Scar's voice is iconic, right?
That's true. Jeremy Irons, a Scar. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if favorite Disney villain. This one's difficult.
It is. There's a lot of good ones.
There's a lot of good ones. Who's your favorite?
My favorite Disney villain is probably Gaston.
Gaston's a good villain.
I like Gaston because he's not really he's a villain, but he's just kind of like a shitty dude. Like, he doesn't have superpowers or anything.
Yeah.
He's just very strong and an ass. He's just Chad. He's just Chad mode.
Yeah.
I also really like Clayton for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had another one in my head, and now I can't think of it. Oh, I mean, Oogie Boogie doesn't really count to me because, like, I get that Nightmare Before Christmas is Disney, but it's not like a Disney.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do really like Oogie Boogie.
I am currently forgetting every Disney movie ever made. I do think that Maleficent is a character that I did not give any care for, any shits about. I almost tried to censor myself, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I didn't give a shit about Maleficent until, like, I say until I played Kingdom Hearts, but I mean, I'm really young, so Kingdom Hearts has kind of always just been a part of my life.
You didn't probably even know about Maleficent until Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, probably. I think the only reason I care about Maleficent at all is because of Kingdom Hearts. Like, I think Kingdom Hearts makes Maleficent a great, like, character for me.
Is that your answer?
If we're going off of Kingdom Hearts, Maleficent is my favorite. From the actual movie, it might just be Scar. But also, what's her name from Tangled?
Mother Gothel? Mommy Gothel?
Yeah, Mommy Gothel's also really good in that movie.
Good. She's good. Mommy. Favorite Keyblade?
Oh God, I'm forgetting every single. Can I look up the name of this Keyblade really quick?
It's okay. Bio and Water looked up Disney movies, so just kidding.
Yeah,
it was just Bio. It wasn't Water. It was just Bio.
There's one I know I just shit on Kingdom Hearts 2 a second ago.
As one does.
As one does. Is this from here? Yeah, I think it's Bond of Flame.
Oh, okay, the Axel one.
Yeah, because Axel's another favorite of mine in terms of characters, and always has been, and I really enjoy.
Axel's pretty
Keyblade,
legit.
Whenever we see Demix's Keyblade, that's my answer.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna see that eventually.
I hope so.
He definitely has an ancient Keyblade wielder legacy that we need to explore.
They tell me that.
That's what Zemnis said.
that I've been told.
Zemnis told me that, and I tend to believe Zemnis. What's your favorite Kingdom Hearts song?
In Melody of Memory, it's Mickey Mouse March.
Shawn, that's a question later. What's your favorite Melody of Memory song? What's your favorite Kingdom Hearts song?
Okay, Rise of the Union.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
What's a world that you would like in Kingdom Hearts that is not currently in Kingdom Hearts?
Not Star Wars. Can I cheat and say like a TV show or a Disney Channel original movie? Yeah. I really want The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Okay.
But imagine a world where you really like explore the Tipton Hotel.
That sounds terrible, Shawn. What am I going to go into a housekeeping closet? What are you going to explore?
We did like a Toy Story world where most of it was like inside of a mall. Like,
yeah, but you were small.
Yeah, but like hotels are really big, Mike.
They're not that big.
The Tipton is. Have you seen it?
I mean, yeah, sure, the Tipton is, but like, it's not that varied. It's just a bunch of hotel rooms. I'm sure there's a pool, an atrium, maybe a ballroom, conference room.
I want a high school
garage.
You're naming a lot of rooms for this world.
Yeah, and then like 900 hotel rooms that look exactly the same.
That's the dark road aspect of it. You have to auto grind 900 host
Okay,
hours.
all right. What's your real answer?
I don't have a real answer, but I do have another joke answer. High School Musical, because so no. But imagine High School Musical where it's on the PS5 and he uses the DualSense as microphone, and you have to sing along.
Shawn.
To the
Shawn,
music.
you do realize.
And it's
You
like,
do realize
it's
that
like
we haven't
Atlantica
even recorded
Uncaged.
the Star Wars part yet. And
It's like
no one's ever going to want you on this podcast ever again. You do realize that, right?
It's like the Atlantica portion of
Right,
Cage
Jason?
2, but
I forgot Jason was here.
instead of being a rhythm game, you have to
It's
sing
SingStar.
into your DualSense controller. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Do I have a real answer?
No, you don't. I'm cutting you off. Who's the
don't.
best
You're cutting me
Xehanort?
Ooh, controversial opinion. Best is probably Xemnas. I think he's just the coolest. The most interesting to me is young Xehanort.
Okay, dude. What are you
I
doing?
know, but he's a dick, but he's supposed to be. Like,
Well,
that's the kind of,
but that doesn't mean I gotta like him.
no, you don't have to like him, but I think he's interesting, and I feel like the way he speaks in 3 and kind of what we've been learning very slowly about his past with the Master of Masters, I think there's something really interesting there.
I hope so. This next question was best melody memory song, but I'm gonna change it.
Mickey Mouse March.
I'm gonna change it. Tell us about the first time you were aware of Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know if I can remember.
Really?
It's been so long. I remember vividly being in my very young self's bedroom with Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I don't think I was aware of the series before 2 came out.
Okay.
There's no way, right? No, because what year did Kingdom Hearts 2 come out?
Like 2006.
Yeah, so I would have been like 7. There's no way that I was aware of the series before then. I played it I played 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2, but like, I don't know if I ever got past like Agrabah in 1, and I don't even know how far I got in 2. What I do remember really vividly is I remember having to go on a really long car ride, and so I downloaded Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix onto my laptop.
Okay, illegally. Nice.
I had the PlayStation 2 disc. No, I burned it onto my computer. No, I downloaded it off the internet like a fucking thief.
Right.
And but it was in Japanese because I don't know if I was aware of translation patches or anything.
Oh, and it was Final Mix. Yeah. So.
And it was Final Mix. So it was in Japanese, and I didn't have a controller because I was really young and stupid, and so I played with the keyboard. I don't think I made it very far.
Yeah, I can't imagine
that.
you would. Okay, so that's your first memory. This next question, number 11. We're 11 questions in, Shawn.
We are.
What does being a member of the online Kingdom Hearts community mean to you, Shawn?
I don't feel that I'm super active in the Kingdom Hearts online community. I only sometimes get involved on Twitter.
Yeah, maybe don't talk about that.
No, yeah. I would shift.
You're shifting?
I'm shifting. We don't have time for that. I would shift the answer to what being a part of the Ansem Report podcast community means to me, because I feel like that's where most of my engagement with Kingdom Hearts is, and it means a lot to me. Like, I think I've talked about this in the past, is like, I don't know what the fuck I would have done during the pandemic. Like, I joined the community a little bit before the pandemic started, like end of 2019, but like, most of my time during the early stages of the pandemic when I wasn't working was like just sitting and watching you guys stream all day. Mm-hmm. So like, the parasocial relationship started to form and all that.
For sure.
For sure. And
now here we are.
Yeah, so the lesson of that, everybody, is that if you form a parasocial relationship with a streamer and you work hard enough at it, eventually
Eventually, you'll become Ganbu.
yeah, you'll become Ganbu. No, but like, I mean, I think I talk to the people in this community more than I talk to like my real life friends. You know, like my friends that I go to see movies with, or I go out to a bar with, or whatever. So it means a lot, and I've met like so many cool people through this community and through what you guys have done. And like, I swear I'm not just trying to suck you off or whatever, but like, yeah, no, I don't know if I could envision my life right now, like without this community. It'd be very
it's pretty
strange.
crazy to think about, man. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that, but also like for me, it's the same thing. It's like, we started this podcast like 3 years ago, and it's like, we started streaming as affiliates 2 years ago, and I don't know, it's just a crazy like if we had to give this up at some point, I don't know how I'd feel. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's become such a huge part of my life now, and
Yeah,
and I've
and
made
I
such
mean-
great friends, like my Ganbu Shawn,
yes,
and
of
my brother
course.
Jason, who I was already friends and brothers with, right, Jason?
And he's sitting right here.
He's
Yeah.
sitting right here with us, and no, it just means a lot to have people like want to know what I have to say about things, because that's not always the case, right?
I just realized 16 minutes into this that I have been like anxiously highlighting our conversation in Discord over and over again, and then I was like, that might be coming through on my microphone. So I'm going to take my hand off of my mouse right now, and I apologize, Mike.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
Also, have fun maybe having to silence that. But also to kind of like it hasn't been super long. Like, it's been like almost 3 years or whatever, right? Which like it is a length of time, but it's weird because even though that really in the grand scheme of things isn't that long, I feel like people in this community have entrenched themselves so deeply into parts of my life,
Right.
where like I feel like I take them for granted as being a part of my life, and they're always going to be there to like talk to or whatever, or like I feel like they've always been there to talk to, and it's weird. Online like relationships and speaking broadly, I use the term relationship very broadly,
Right.
as it's intended to be used, and sometimes people get confused about that.
Yeah, Shawn and I
but-
aren't dating, guys.
No, not yet. That's season 3 of Squid Pro Quo.
Okay. No, that's not happening. Anyway, Shawn, what are your you have quite a few different projects, quite a few different irons in the fire, so to speak. And you got podcast, another podcast, and Squid Game podcast with me. And what is this, a crossover episode, our forthcoming BoJack Horseman podcast? So what are with that being your content stream, what are your goals for next year?
My goals for next year. Do you mean like 2023 or the rest of this year?
As in the next year, as in from April when we're recording this to next April.
Okay. My really big goal is a little bit farther than that, but my current goal for the next year is to. I hate to bring this up because nobody wants me to, but to really hone in on the Cosmere fandom and really kind of get a lot of podcast stuff going with that. As of us recording this, when this comes out next week, there's going to be the first episode of season 3 of Speak the Words, which is a Cosmere podcast I do. I have Gavin from Overleveled podcast coming on to do a bonus episode where we're talking about some more recent, like, full spoiler stuff. That's going to come out next week.
Love that. Love Gavin. Shout out to Gavin.
Yeah, I love Gavin. Shout out to his new podcast, The Dark Road to Cage 4.
Well, it's
incredible.
not a new podcast. It's a
new miniseries.
A miniseries within the
sub-series?
Overleveled podcast, yeah.
Yeah. But shout out to them. Shout out to him, them, that. The kind of long-term thing, and I'm going to cheat a little bit because this isn't in the next year, technically. But I would love, because the Cosmere author has a convention that they've started doing every year.
Brando SandoCon.
Brando SandoCon. My goal is the end of 2023, which is when the next Stormlight Archive book is supposed to come out, which is the big series. I'd like to be able to do like a live podcast there. Like I'd that's kind of
really?
I think the community is small enough that it might be possible. I feel like it's an achievable goal just because there's not a whole ton of people doing that. So my kind of that's kind of my near term goal, we'll say, because it's not in the next year, but it's pretty close to that.
That'd be beautiful. I'd love that for you.
I would love it for me as well.
Final question, Shawn, the 13th question. Go ahead. It's not even a question. Go ahead and plug where people can find you and what they can find you doing. Like, give some of your podcasts a plug here.
First of all, go listen to Mike and I's podcast, Squid Pro Quo. The
Squid Game podcast.
The Squid Game podcast, yes, where we became Gonboos over the course of 9 episodes, right?
I want to say it's 10.
Yeah,
because we did the extra episode where we did theorization for the season 2.
Yes. Over the course of 10 episodes. Go check out that. Check out forthcoming, what is this, a crossover episode? What is this, a crossover episode?
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, you got to say it like that. What is this, a crossover episode? Which, you know, the premise of this podcast is that I love BoJack Horseman and think it's one of the best shows on television, animated or not. And Shawn's never seen it, and I think he'll actually really like it. But he doesn't know very much about it, and so we're gonna watch episodes and then talk about it together throughout the whole. I believe it's 7 seasons of BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, but they're like 13 episodes a season, right? It's like Netflix seasons.
It depends on the season. You know, they get weird with it at the end where they split the last season into 2 parts. You know how everybody was doing that at that time. You know, and but yeah, no,
they kind of still are.
Yeah, they kind of still are doing that. But it's really exciting to me because I like starting podcasts with Shawn that have like an end. Like
me too.
Like that's why we did Squid Game, because like it's just 1 season, whatever. Now they're gonna do a second one, but there's still an end to it, right? Where
the Squid Game universe,
because this podcast
is expanding.
This podcast is never ending. Like the Ansem Report is never ending. So it's nice to have a side podcast where I'm like, oh, there's an end to this. One day I'll be finished with it.
It's a manageable end. It's not like trying to do a podcast where it's like, we're going to watch every episode of Star Trek ever.
Right, yeah, fuck that.
It's not like thousands of episodes. So yes, those 2, I'm going to keep plugging.
Do it. Plug it up.
Speak the Words, which is at SpeakStormlight on Twitter, and that is the Cosmere. That's just where all my Cosmere stuff, if you're a Cosmere fan, which I think probably there's at least a couple. Check the stuff out on there. And then Tyler and I are working on something. It was Tyler's idea, not mine, Mike. Okay. When it all comes out, but
are you talking about the Marvel podcast?
It is the Marvel podcast.
Yeah, he followed me on Twitter.
Oh, I guess there is a Twitter account now, isn't there?
Yeah. Why would? Wait a minute. Are you like implying that I'll be upset about it?
Well, because Tyler kind of ripped you off a little bit.
With what?
The podcast. You guys started the Marvel podcast. Now he's doing it.
I mean, okay, that's not. Oh man, we're the only one with a Marvel podcast. Oh, and no, that's I don't care.
Okay, so there's a Twitter account for this.
Ours is gonna be better. So you know what I mean? Like, how am I?
Well, Tyler and I have a secret weapon.
It's Shibuya-Gato. I know, Shawn. This is not secret. I know all this.
Yeah, but we haven't recorded anything. I don't like to. I'm very superstitious about talking about things that haven't happened.
Oh, you guys didn't record anything yet?
No, I think we're recording our first episode next week.
You shouldn't have brought this up. This is gonna go
poorly. But he's like commissioned art and stuff for it. So like,
Okay, yeah, he commissioned art for your guys' Danganronpa playthrough too, and look what happened to that.
Well, okay, but that last, at least something. Okay, look, I'm not saying that at MC Unhinged on Twitter is gonna last a long time. I'm just saying that at least one episode is gonna happen, so you should go follow that Twitter account.
Yeah, go. You guys can't listen to our Marvel podcast without subscribing to our Patreon. So if you want a free Marvel podcast that's worse, go listen to Shawn and Tyler.
Yeah. And then just I'm on Twitter at Shawn. Yes, and Shibuya. And I'm on Twitter at Shawn_AFK.
Wow. Shawn, I will tell you, I should have expected it. But of all the guests we've had on the podcast, that was the longest amount of plugging.
Oh, of course. Because
you didn't even plug all of your podcasts.
I didn't. I kept it to the main ones.
What about don't you do a Marvel one already?
I appear on somebody else's Marvel podcast, and I just talk about those shows. But I mean, that's gonna be over soon, so like
cheating on your other Marvel podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, Shawn, Jason's still in the parking garage.
Yeah. Is he really?
He said we are still in the garage, LMFAO. We are about to get out though at 10:58. So
I just looked because I was looking at Twitter to just find all these ats. I'm currently at 199 followers.
Oh.
So.
Wow.
If somebody wants to be 200.
I would hope you'd get it before then.
I hope not. I want to sound desperate.
All right, Shawn, since Jason's definitely not here, and this is going to be an editing nightmare for me already, so why don't you and I go over, you wanted to talk about something with this, so the Famitsu interview is going to be out fully by the time this podcast released, but at this point right now for us, we're still just getting the previews. And so we're going to cover it in full next week. However, Shawn had a very specific question that Nomura answered in this preview that he wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so I actually, I will pick, because this is like important, I will pull the exact translation from cage13.com. The article, Kingdom Hearts 20th Anniversary Famitsu Interview, Tetsuya Nomura coverage by Orpheus Joshua.
Shout out to OJ.
Shout out to OJ. This is translated by Ryuji over there. Shout out to him as well. To Ryuji as well.
Legend.
The legend. So this was from, I guess, pages 8 and 9, which were like a screenshot of them were posted online. So this isn't the full thing, but somebody asked, or the interviewer asked, what's the identity of the two black coats we see on the Cage 4 trailer? And Nomura said, sorry, but that's still a secret. And then he laughed. He said, however, what I can tell you is that alongside me, and I'm going to try not to butcher these names, Akiko Ishibashi and Oka Masaru will be helping write the scenario for Kingdom Hearts 4.
I think it's Masaru.
Masaru? Okay, so Oka Masaru.
I think you nailed it other than Masaru. I really do.
Okay.
I think you did. Well, as someone who,
I'm gonna take it.
Typically pronounces Japanese names very well, I think you nailed it.
I'm very happy because I'm always very nervous when I do it.
Yeah.
Okamasaru, okay, first of all, it's very difficult to find video game credits online. I at least, I don't know if it's specifically for this stuff, but when I was looking these people up, I had a very hard time figuring out like who they actually were. But Okamasaru, it seems, has worked on Kingdom Hearts for a long time. So like this isn't like new. But Akiko Ishibashi, which I might have just changed how I pronounced it.
I think you did.
Time.
I think you messed it up, but that's okay.
I think I did. They were the scenario writer, first of all, in Final Fantasy 15.
Beautiful.
And also on Neo, The World Ends With You. And when I saw that, I knew that I had to bring it up on the podcast because, Mike, I don't know if you know this, but you guys have kind of a reputation.
Oh, we do?
Yes. You guys don't like The World Ends With You much.
Oh, no, we don't. That's true.
So I just wanted to know how you felt about the fact that The World Ends With You is definitely confirmed.
Well, Shawn,
for Kingdom Hearts 4.
I would like to direct you up to another question in the interview. where the interviewer asks, regarding Shibuya, we know that characters from The World Ends With You appear in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. So is there any connection to that? Nomura, no. I've noticed that some fans have speculated that the Shibuya in The World Ends With You, or that the world that Jack's friends come from in Strangers in Paradise, have some connection to Quadratum. But I'm that one person that can tell you, no, there is no connection to those at all.
So I actually think the really interesting part of that answer is him straight up being like, what the fuck do you guys mean? Jack's friends are from Kingdom Hearts? What?
Right.
I think that's a really interesting part of the answer. But what you don't understand, Mike, is even if the Shibuya of Quadratum isn't the Shibuya from The World Ends With You, that doesn't mean that The World Ends With You can't be in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Neko told Sora that he would see him again, and Sora's never said that to somebody and not seen them again. He has a really good track record of catching up with his friends again. I mean, do you guys remember in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance when you went to Deep Jungle and saw Tarzan? No. Listen. Listen, everybody. I appreciate the amount of cope. I'm addicted to copium. I'm huffing that shit every day. But the cope has got to stop for you guys. I'm like the functioning crack addict seeing you guys sucking dick for crack, and I'm like, this ain't it.
Oh my god.
This ain't it, you guys.
Oh my god.
I'm high functioning with my addiction. You guys are not. You guys need to get a hold of you guys need to go to rehab. I'm just saying.
Good lord.
You know, when you get to that amount of copium, it's like, hey, you need to check yourself in.
The other thing that I noticed about this question and this answer is that he does not say that Leslie from Final Fantasy VII Remake isn't related.
True.
So
that is true.
The dream is still alive.
And then allow me, before we end this segment, Shawn, allow me to say that Nomura's answer is actually kind of interesting. So let me, any good drug dealer leaves a little bit.
God damn.
Leaves a little bit just to keep you hanging on, right?
Yeah.
And so
I'm following.
He says no.
Mm.
Is there any connection to that? He says no. And then he says, but I'm the one person that can tell you that, quote, no, there is no connection to those at all. But in him saying that, he's like not saying no. He's saying he's the person that could tell you no.
Mike, are you on the cope?
No. See, I am not coped out enough to know that this is not real. Like that. But there's those Neo World Ends With You fans out there that are like, wait, he said I could tell you that, but I didn't necessarily tell you that. So hey, you guys. The first one's free,
I also really like that he says the world that Jack's friends come from.
Yeah, not where Jack comes from.
Doesn't talk about Jack. So,
well, Jack comes from.
He's not Luke Sword. He's not Luke Sword.
No, he's definitely not
Shut
Luke
up.
Sword.
Shut up. I know you're all typing it right now. I know all of you are typing it. Shut up. Stop typing it. He's not Luke Sword.
Here's the thing,
but
you guys.
What if?
Sure, he could be Luke Sword, but let me tell you guys,
he can't.
You guys know Luke Sword?
No.
You guys know Luke Sword, right? You remember him from Kingdom Hearts 2 and other games. You know him
personally.
You know him, right? Like he's fucking lame. You know who's not lame? Jack fucking Garland. Jack is a fucking
so
cool ass dude. So you're telling me that he's the somebody to Luke Sword's nobody, and he's that cool? Ain't no fucking way, dude. That's cope.
Dude.
Luke
Sword would never. What does he do in it's at the very beginning of Stranger in Paradise, where he's like bullshit or whatever, and then he just turns on the music on his phone?
What would have been really crazy is if at the end of Stranger in Paradise, he says something like, I got another trick up my sleeve, and then
That
pulled
would've
out
been
some
nuts.
cards. Because then I'm like, whoa, hold on.
Whoa.
Or I gotta get to Quadratum and get in my taxi. Then it would have been like, okay, cool, I'm in. But there ain't no way, guys. Sorry. So we're
If
just
he's like,
we're here to crush dreams on the Ansem Report podcast when Shawn's involved.
yeah, that's my favorite thing to do.
Right.
If he had been like, I need my W-2 form so that I can go back to Quadratum and
Yeah. I need to go file my taxes. I'm Luxord.
yeah, he doesn't have concrete proof in his dialogue like Leslie does.
Dude, you need to drop the Leslie thing. Anyway, I don't know what part of the podcast this is because Jason
No.
still isn't here. And
I feel like it's really on brand that this is happening on an episode that I'm on, though.
yeah, it's almost like he didn't want to like hang out with you. Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. Wow, Shawn, those were some great answers to the Xehanort hot seat. You really did great.
I wonder, do you think I took the longest to answer them all?
Yeah,
Because I feel like I
absolutely. You
probably did
absolutely
because
did.
I'm so long-winded
And Jason was definitely there, right, Jason?
the entire
Yo,
time.
wait, what the? Dude, was my mic muted this whole time, dude? What
Oh, dude.
Oh,
man.
that's crazy.
Well, guys, it's time for the question of the week.
Oh yeah.
Thank you to Afro-Roxas for that beautiful stinger that we play every time.
That fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie. That really fucked me up. Hearing you go, it's time for the.
the fuck? Dude, don't break
I know
the
I'm
immersion,
breaking
dude.
the magic. I'm
Don't
sorry.
break
I'm
the
sorry.
immersion, dude.
I'm sorry, but it really just fucked
Wait,
me
Shawn,
up.
what do you mean?
No, you guys can't do this to me. Not again.
Wait, you didn't hear it?
It's time for
no,
the
guys.
Jason, you heard it, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, guys.
Oh no, Shawn.
Wait. Can I try?
What do you mean?
Yeah, you can do it, dude.
You
can
wanna do it?
Can I do the lead in?
Yeah,
can
do
I
it.
just give it a shot?
Yeah, do it.
All right. It's time for the question of the
No, dude. What
Wait,
the
I
fuck?
fucked that up.
What
Hang
the
on,
fuck,
hold on.
dude.
Shawn.
I don't know why I
It's time for
Wait,
the.
yeah, you're right. I'm begging you to cut that out. Please don't make me look like an absolute moron,
I don't know,
even though I
Shawn.
did it myself.
I don't know, dude.
Wait, okay, hang on. Here we go. I'm gonna do it. Ready? Okay. It's time for the.
Yeah, you know what's weird, Shawn? I didn't hear it when you did it.
No. Wait. It's time for the. Please. It's time for the.
Yeah, I don't hear it. Anyway, this week's question of the week is from me. With Star Wars seemingly revealed for Kingdom Hearts 4, the MCU can't be far behind. It's a rule. What solo, pun intended, no Avengers or Civil War MCU movie would you like to see them adapt first? And also, how would you do it? And the first answer is from Zethus, who wrote us the email this week, and it says no, and no. And then he goes on to add, but seriously, PlayStation exclusive Spider-Man with the web slinger keyblade.
Okay,
Ooh.
I want to talk about this because there's a misconception that I saw a lot. I was scrolling through this as like answers were coming in, but I didn't like fully read everything. There's a bit of a misconception here in chat. Sony does not own the rights to Spider-Man in video games.
No, they don't.
Disney can absolutely use Spider-Man if they want to. The reason it seems that usually Spider-Man's end up being PlayStation exclusive is out of respect for the relationship that Disney has right now working with Sony and having the character and making the movies and stuff.
So
but
here's the
they
thing,
absolutely
though.
could if they wanted to.
But if they wanted to do Spider-Man based off the movie,
I think that's different.
Right.
I think
so if they wanted to do the MCU Spider-Man or do
Like Tom Holland,
Spider-Verse,
yeah.
so to speak, they would need Sony's permission.
I don't know.
I think they would.
I think they would. I think you're right.
Because it's that specific version of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
if they just
no,
did what
I
like
think
the
you're right.
Avengers game did, where they're like, it's Spider-Man, then it. But if it's that specific,
Which is weird, because that was still a Sony exclusive, and I don't think it needed to be.
no, it didn't need to be, but they did it that way.
But it was their relationship. They're trying to keep that
Well,
going.
Kingdom Hearts is going to be a PS5 exclusive, so this won't be a problem.
Can you imagine?
I mean, yes, I believe that. That wasn't a bit.
You don't think it's going to be on other like
Hey,
Xbox?
do you remember when Final Fantasy VII Remake was going to come out for Xbox?
Okay, but Kingdom Hearts
think
3
it's gonna
did
be on
come out on
PC?
Xbox.
Yeah, but it's not going to now.
You don't think
Okay,
it's going to be
fair
on
enough.
PC?
It'll be on PC.
Dude, Mike really just said Sony's going to buy Square Enix.
No, I'm just saying they like working with Sony.
Okay.
You know,
That's true. I guess there were no were there weren't any like platform logos in the announcement trailer,
no, there
right?
were not.
Yeah. Well,
I think
maybe.
even if there was, I'm pretty sure there was in the FF7.
Yeah,
Stuff
they
when they
literally
were
said
saying
the
that.
FF7 remake
still
was
not out,
coming.
is it?
It's not. They canceled it. It's not coming out.
Did they ever officially cancel it?
They didn't
or
ever
is
say,
it
but it's
just-
not going to
no,
happen.
Yeah.
They just
No, there's no way it's happening
Sony
at
threw
this
a bunch
point.
of fucking money at them, and they said, okay.
Okay.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same thing to Kingdom Hearts. Sony wants exclusives.
Probably.
Anyway, this is not the conversation we're supposed to be having.
Yeah. Sorry.
Panda Love says, I really don't care about Star Wars or MCU that much. LMAO. I don't think the Spider-Verse is part of the MCU officially, but it's really the only one I liked, so that would be cool. I do think Spider-Verse would be very cool.
Yeah.
Especially if
that'd be awesome.
they animated Sora in the same way and all that.
Oh God! I just lost. That would look so good.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
That'd be nutty. Bamboo says, I think No Way Home could make for some good exploration of the final world and the general concept of symbolic death. Like the exploration of corrupt / strange / forgotten worlds or dimensions. What the fuck am I saying? No Way Home is literally the only MCU movie I remember in somewhat clear detail, and I think the symbolism fits well with the slightly more grim, harshly realistic tone I think KH4 will have. Also, technically not MCU, but add Deadpool, cowards. Wait, never mind, they can't use Spider-Man anymore, LMAO. Just pretend for the sake of fun.
Okay.
Deadpool. I'm a big proponent of Deadpool appearing in not rated R or not rated M things and being bleeped and being so mad that he's being censored.
Right,
So
he's just yelling.
yeah.
He's like, no, Mura! Like he's yelling at
yeah,
Nomura.
yeah,
That would be
yeah.
awesome.
And he's like, don't you beep, you
Square
beep,
Enix.
like, you know.
I better show up in Versus 13.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Deadpool. Yeah. I want Deadpool more than anything now.
Deadpool would be awesome. Zombie says, "Give me some Spider-Man and make some do some web slinging and fight boss. Heck, I'll even choose which one. Do No Way Home so Sora can fight in spoiler bars. Sandman, Electro, Lizard, and Green Goblin, and fight alongside Toby, Andrew, and Tom Spider-Man. And then during the battle, you hear Green Goblin say, 'Godspeed, Keyblade boy.'"
Dude, everybody's gonna choose Spider-Man, aren't they?
Dude, that's what I was about to say, dude. Like, guys, there's more than just fucking Spider-Man, dude.
Don't worry.
I'm about to get mad.
The next answer is not Spider-Man. Emma Luna says, "I know fuck all
Spider-Gwen.
about the MCU. Therefore, I will say Guardians of the Galaxy just for Chris Pratt meme."
Actually, I believe it says Christ Pratt.
It does say Christ Pratt meme. You're
Christ
right.
Pratt meme. And Emmy is such a fucking
Same
legend.
thing, dude.
I think that's on purpose.
Yeah, Christ Pratt is a meme. I forgot. I just read Chris Pratt because I'm a two-head. Yawn Song says, "Into the Spider-Verse. Not MCU, I know, but I don't really love the MCU and KH, and I think Spider-Verse would be a ton of fun aesthetically. But I guess that would be Sony then? This parenthetical is getting long," because he put it in parentheses. Fun.
Yeah, also, like, I mean, we're talking about the whole Sony thing. Sony has a great relationship with Square Enix, so I don't think it would even matter, even if they needed Sony's permission to use them.
Right.
I don't know, I can see them being weird about it, but with the whole Spider-Verse thing, I think it would be really cool because I think that version of Doc Ock is just like the best version of Doc Ock, like, period.
I love her.
And
Yeah.
like, you're telling me she wouldn't like see the Keyblade or like something that Sora's doing and like wanting to like take it and like
100%.
fucking analyze it and shit.
Do the
That
storyline
would be
where
dope.
Doc Ock takes over Spider-Man's body, so like Doc Ock takes over Sora.
Hey, yo.
Hey yo.
Hey, yo. Dreamer says, "Okay, call
It's
me
kinda
basic
hot.
or whatever, but hear me out on this. Spider-Man, specifically the ones with Tom Holland, because hear me out, Spider-Man and Sora interaction would just be so cute. Like, seriously, they're both just some dumb teens that are trying to save everyone with their big ol' hearts. Come on, it would be adorable. The gang, Sora, Donald, Goofy, would probably just end up in Earth like, what the fuck, seeing a bunch of Heartless and getting ready to fight before Spider-Man comes swinging in and is like, I got this, I don't got this, and Sora shows him how it's done. Then some sort of plot would happen afterwards that I'm too lazy to actually care about."
Yo, you're telling me there's a chance Zendaya could be in Kingdom Hearts?
I think that's.
Yo. And also
I think that's the most
CEO,
convincing argument.
Also the CEO of Sex.
Wait, what? Wait, Jason, what?
You don't know about the CEO of Sex, Shawn?
Oh, okay. I think that's the most convincing
Ned?
argument for Spider-Man.
Yeah, Ned, the CEO of Sex, dude.
Yeah, dude, he's dropping Sex too.
I'm trying so hard, guys. I'm trying so hard.
Billy the Kid Lawrence says, "I just want Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark to be a blacksmith-like character in a hub world that gives us Keyblade upgrades and Keyblade armor throughout the game." Dude, he's just sitting there, ting,
I think that'd be cool.
ting.
That'd be cool as shit, yeah.
And maybe he gets the idea to start making Keyblade armor after flirting with the mommy, Aqua herself. Sorry, Pepper. Not even Tony can resist the mommy.
No one can.
No one can.
Dude, that would actually be so cool if, like, instead, like Sora gets his Keyblade armor at some point, but then when he goes to the MCU place, like, his armor gets, like, broken, and then Tony freaking turns it into, like, a nanotech suit or whatever, dude. So then when Sora, like, does whatever he does to, like, fucking activate his armor, like, puts his fucking arm over his heart or something, then it, like, nanotechs instead. That'd be sick.
And I also want Tony Stark to just be like, "Easy there, Naruto." You know, and just say some stupid shit like that.
All right,
But here's the thing.
Sasuke.
Here's the thing about Tony Stark being in Kingdom Hearts. They gotta get a better voice actor than what they've been doing for, like, What If and shit. It's gotta be better.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I don't know
Dude,
why
yeah.
people can't do RDJ. I don't get it. But, like, they're
He's a very singular man, dude. It's him. There's nobody else that
whatever
can
they're
do him.
doing is bad, and they need to do
Yeah.
something different. Panda Boy says, although Spider-Man would be the coolest because the web swinging would be perfect for Sora's new grappling hook feature, I would actually love to see the Doctor Strange movies tie into Kingdom Hearts because of the whole multiverse movie coming out, which I'm excited to see. It would make things make sense and also make things more confusing for some.
That one would make sense. I mean, that's a good answer.
That sounds,
the multiverse
that sounds about
is
right.
a concept of which we know frighteningly little.
That was all right. It wasn't the best delivery I've heard of that line.
That's okay. I don't need to be the best.
Okay.
I'm all right with it.
All right.
But no, Doctor Strange would be cool because you could do some weird shit, you know?
Yeah, with magic and shit.
Tyler says, Iron Man 3. Sora helps... He spelled Sora with 2 R's. What are you doing, Tyler?
Yeah, I don't...
Helps Tony...
He's really on that Korra, dude.
Sora helps Tony through his PTSD because he's been through similar near-death, or I guess actual death experiences. And at the end, during the house party protocol, Tony calls down a suit for him and Sora, but not for Rhodey, Sage. And then Tony goes, it's Christmas, and Sora goes, take him to church.
Dude, why does Rhodey gotta get shafted in this?
I don't know why you do that to Don Cheadle. If it's Terrence Howard, I get it, but...
Good Lord.
Next time.
Oh my God.
Egg of Doo-Doo, weird name, says, I have many. 1, Iron Man 3, because it's the shit. I don't really see how it could fit in thematically with the rest of the game unless Sora throws the Keyblade in the ocean at the end. It would not come back. Shut up. Since the movie takes place around Christmas, Sora can spook everyone by saying he's met Santa. Downsides of this movie would be that there aren't a lot of boss options. Maybe you could fight the fake Mandarin, but it basically functions as a Pete fight. Or maybe it's Pete dressed as the Mandarin.
Oh my God.
Oh, baby.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh. Pete dressed as the Mandarin.
I'm the Mandarin.
I've never... Not has any... Like, you know the memes where it's like, you're the first person to see a VCR of this movie dipped in applesauce while Africa is playing?
What?
You never seen those memes?
No.
Where it's like something incredibly specific?
No.
Like, you're the first person to see a VCR of The Phantom Menace with Mommy written on it, dipped into applesauce while Africa by Toto's playing. Like, you never seen those type of memes?
No.
Okay, well...
Are you alright, dude?
Egg just accidentally did that, but meant it.
Nice
you
job,
okay?
Egg. Second one, the Egg says, the impending She-Hulk show. She's very tall and very strong and green. You could probably fight a Heartless in this world.
Movie 3, Madam Web.
Number 3.
I'm sniping it.
Honestly, as much as I dislike this movie, I feel like Far From Home could work pretty well. Mostly for the idea that Spider-Man would have to leave the party every now and then and do a high school field trip shit, which would give us multiple opportunities to fight Pete. Also, Pete dressed as Spider-Man would be funny. As for other bosses, I guess you could fight Mysterio, Resident Sleeper, or maybe those elemental guys, more Resident Sleeper.
But they weren't real.
I guess this would also work for Homecoming, but I'd prefer if it was just a toy box situation where it's a new story between 2 movies.
Ooh, I like that.
But like the whatever, like the darkness or whatever would make them real, Shawn.
I guess that's true.
Yep.
Egg, a real big Taylor Swift fan, apparently.
Loves Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, well, apparently not.
Hespy Cat says, I don't know. I don't care too much for the Marvel movies, so I'll say your choice, Smilers.
Dude, okay. What's up with everybody acting like they haven't seen all the MCU movies, dude? This is getting a bit cringe, dude.
People get really weird about
like
Marvel,
they haven't,
dude.
but then they say like multiple fucking things, dude. It is absolute cap.
They get real weird about Marvel, dude. You know it.
Alk says, the Flarkin Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hell yeah.
Only they won't use Flarkin.
Flark, yeah.
Make Xandar a world. Have Sora team up with Star-Lord during that dance-off and let them pull off some weird shit. Let them say fuck.
I don't know if that's happening.
I just imagine Goofy hitting the meanest moonwalk, dude. Yeah. Just the absolute sauced. Like he tips his hat forward and shit, dude, and he just fucking hits that shit.
Even better. Why is Gamora? Shug says...
Can I read this one?
Yeah, dude, go ahead.
All right. Shug says, Yo. I think the most likely would be Iron Man since it's the OG. But I think Captain America, the first Avenger, could be one of the coolest thematically. Fucking good answer. Steve having such a big heart and having the morality and priority to save and protect his friends, spoilers, really fits the KH theme. A WW2 theme would also be a wild setting to see.
World War II, Shawn.
You like that?
WWE?
No, dude. WW2.
Who the fuck says WW2, dude?
W2.
Dude, I'm trying to keep it authentic to what he wrote, okay?
WW2.
A World War II theme would also be a wild setting to see Sora and the boys running around in. It would also be cool if in a sequel we revisit the world in the future and meet the rest of the Avengers with Cap to team up against a big bad. Maybe the Chitauri turning into Heartless, breaking the question rules. Doctor Strange would also be flashy and cool. Does that break the question rules?
The Avengers part does, yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yep.
But Doctor Strange doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. Captain America: The First Avengers is an awesome movie, so that's a great choice.
That'd be such a boring movie to pick. Anyway,
yeah, sure, dude.
Dougie Fresh says, I love Marvel and I'm a huge Iron Man fan through the MCU. But I don't think that will work too hot for KH. Alex's suggestion of Guardians of the Galaxy would be a lot of fun because it's such a large universe and there are so many characters/stories they can run with to accomplish using them. I also feel Ant-Man would be a lot of fun, especially with all the cool science and tech that was used in the MCU, especially Avengers 4, regarding time travel and quantum, however it's spelled, physics. I think it would allow KH to use the shrinking and growing mechanic a lot better than they did in Alice in Wonderland, especially with the updated engine we will be in for KH4. I can picture Sora running around a boss battle with a fraction of Ant-Man's leg in frame from him being so large, haha. But I think the story can be based more around Dr. Pym and his science, linking time travel and connecting Sora back to his friends through the MCU entry. I also think they can have a lot of puzzles in the game using the shrinking and growing mechanic of Ant-Man's suit tech, plus Hope Pym, mommy.
Also, you could do you could even go quantum realm too.
Yeah, you could get real wild with it.
That'd be so sick.
Okay. I just thought of this, and I have to say it because it's cursed, and I gotta curse everybody else with it, dude. So it's the first Avenger. It's Captain America, right? And for some reason, Sora, Donald, and Goofy get it's almost like a Mulan type deal where they just got in line randomly and now they're like soldiers, right? And it's the scene where they throw the nade on the ground, but not only does Steve jump on it, but Goofy jumps on it too, dude.
Yo, but this time it actually
jumps
explodes.
on it, and then they go, you know what? We'll make two super soldiers, and one of them is Captain America, and one of them is Goofy. But Goofy he has his own shield already.
He's just fucking yoked.
Yeah, and then Donald loses an arm, and then he gets a metal arm. There you go, dude.
The winter duck, dude.
Yep.
I like it.
I just imagine just absolutely shredded Goofy, dude. Like those memes where it's like, I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you for. It's like Clarabelle breaking up with Goofy because he's too ugly, and then it just cuts to him drawn absolutely shredded.
Zelda Strife says, "Been a long while since I answered a question a week, and I'm more than happy to answer this one. I would very much like to see Captain America: The First Avenger in a Kingdom Hearts game.
Let's
go!
The
Super Soldier Serum reflects what's in the heart of the person who uses it, right? Red Skull stole an unfinished version of it and essentially turns him into even more heartless, power-hungry Nazi. Teaming up with Steve Rogers, the Howling Commandos, Bucky, and Peggy would be awesome. There could even be a montage of minigames when Steve is in basic training at Camp Lehigh, and of course Sora would help Steve rescue Bucky.
Of course.
The part of the movie I'm struggling to think of is the ending. Steve Rogers sacrificed himself at the end when he crashes the plane, and there's no way Sora would go along with that. So thinking for a good spot for Sora, Donald, and Goofy to bow out is eluding me. They probably get sucked into the Cosmic Cube with the Red Skull.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would also love to see KH incorporate my favorite movie in the MCU, The Winter Soldier. More or less the same as above, but the Winter Soldier has darkness in his heart. Hydra discovered the power of darkness, etc., etc. Hydra still has control of the Winter Soldier. Then the organization hears about him, and they're like, oh yeah, we got to get this guy on our side. And Maleficent, yes, I'm bringing her into this too, wants the Winter Soldier's Heartless on her side because she's always been about the Heartless. Having either of these in the KH universe would make me extremely happy. Bucky is my favorite character in the MCU, so to see him fight him and possibly save him from the organization / Maleficent would be so fun. Or Spider-Man Homecoming. Sora and Peter Parker are BFFs. This is fact.
The Captain America trilogy would be a very interesting one to return to across like 3 games.
Yeah.
Like one game you go through like each movie storyline. They do all reflect Kingdom Hearts very well.
They can also pull pirates and kind of merge 2 of them too.
Yeah. But I mean,
I was also thinking with the Star Wars bit too.
I want them to be in Civil War and Goofy picks a different side.
Oh god! First of all, great idea. Second of all, but wouldn't it be like cool to like
Goofy and Donald pick different sides?
you know, first game you've got Captain America: First Avenger, pretty contained. Second game you start to see some more characters pop up, and then third game you've got like essentially a full-on Avengers movie going on. That'd be pretty dope.
I don't want them to register me.
I feel like Donald would be anti-registration.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no. Max refuses to register.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's how we bring Max into it.
Everybody
Goofy has to
always
fight
wants
Max.
dude, and it's such
I feel like Sora would side with Cap, definitely. But then Riku would side with Tony.
Ooh.
But then eventually Sora would
Kyrie
realize that
wouldn't
Tony
be
is
there.
right. Yeah.
No, well then what would happen is Sora would side with Tony too, because it's fucked up that Cap just wants to let the Winter Soldier get away with killing
God.
everyone.
Yeah, he has
here.
a Star-Lord. He has a Star-Lord
my
one.
Anyway,
God.
DP Grant says, I want Black Panther so I can see Goofy doing the Wakanda Forever salute.
Dude, that's fucking amazing. What
Jokes
the
aside,
It is.
here's the thing, DP Grant. I don't think you put jokes aside here. I think this is the better joke. I also think Morbius would be an easy incorporation due to the obvious light dark character foils of Jared Leto and Matt Smith.
I've seen
even seen Morbius.
Best movie of the year, but I would pay to see Sora. There's a sequence in Morbius where Matt Smith is dancing to music shirtless, like he's really buff all of a sudden or whatever, and he's like doing push-ups and there's weird music playing and he's dancing. I want to see Sora in that scene with him dancing, doing the workout. Like, I'd pay money to see that.
I just want to see Morbius go, I'm Dr. Michael Morbius, man. Phil Games says, I would say something with Spider-Man, probably Homecoming, since that just seems like the simplest plot to insert Sora into. But since Disney doesn't actually own him, that doesn't seem likely.
They do.
I
do
would
own
still
Spider-Man.
want Sora to be interacting with someone closer to his age, though.
Shawn.
So my next choice would be the Hawkeye series.
Ooh.
I just think Sora and Kate's friendship would be really fun. That would be cool.
Disney does own
good.
Peter Parker. They just don't own the film rights. Yes.
And Pizza
I think
Dog.
it's great.
Do you think Goofy would just be Pizza Dog?
No way, bruh. Ain't no way, bruh.
They just cut out one of Goofy's eyes and he's the Pizza Dog.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. No, that's a great pick.
Anytime the camera's on him, he just goes, oh, I'm a Pizza Dog.
That might be the most inspired pick so far, just because I don't know if anybody.
Pizza Dog.
Pizza Dog.
I'm a
Pizza
Dog.
Pizza. Pizza Dog use tackle.
Okay. Ian McCurtis says, I'd do Thor Ragnarok. You could do some great comedic stuff with Korg and washed up Thor. It would also be a great world to return to if you made the battle arena where the Coliseum mode is, and
That's a
different
great idea.
MCU characters could be in fights in the tournament. That would be dope.
That's
That would be
actually
great,
the best
and-
answer.
We wouldn't have to do fucking Hercules for the millionth time.
True. We could still have a tournament and it not be
Dude, and the
Coliseum.
fucking Jeff Goldblum. What's his character's name?
Oh my god.
The
dude.
Grandmaster?
The Grandmaster,
Yes.
dude. He's like, oh, wow, doing Jeff Goldblum. Dude, I love that part. Dude, I can't wait to watch that for Final Do It Myself. I fucking love Ragnarok.
Are you guys gonna do it close to Love and Thunder?
Yeah, we're once we get off this Doctor Strange train we're on, we're probably gonna jump into the Thor movies. All three of them. Unfortunately, only one of those I actually want to watch. Swirls Barkley says, We board our gummy ships and go off to the far-off place of San Francisco, where Sora thinks it's San Francisco. We are just walking down the street when we see a small toy car drive up to us, and we see a huge common shadow. Sora has no idea how this happened. Then the next second, the car that looked like a toy car grows into a normal-sized car? What is happening? The window rolls down and it's Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, and he says you need to run or the weird ant that isn't listening to him is going to kill us. Sora obviously knows this is the Heartless and tries to jump in and save the day. I mean, he has taken down multiple Darkseids. How can the Shadow be so hard to take down? While Sora is headed to the Shadow, Scott shows up again, but he's really small and flying on an ant. He jumps on your shoulder, and all Sora can think about is Jiminy and how he used to ride on his shoulder. He missed his friends more than anything. Scott explained how the Heartless got so big, Scott threw the wrong Pym particle. With that, Sora, being a smart boy, casts his new spell he learned, Mini, and he saves the day for the time being. Find out the rest of the story in KH4 Pog.
I actually think that sounds like the most realistic KH plot.
Dude, that's
Like
well
that
done.
sounds like something that would happen in a Kingdom Hearts game.
Like, and with the, like...
It really does.
When Ant-Man's on his shoulder and he just, like, sort of flashes back to, like, fucking Kingdom Hearts 1 graphics of Jiminy.
True.
You know?
That's
so...
gonna be so fucking... It's already weird that it happens in KH3 and
Right.
shit.
It's gonna be
It
even
would be
weirder.
so pace-breaking and, like...
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Oh my god.
It's gonna happen. Jip214 says, I think the Avengers or Spider-Man are the easiest / most likely, but that's boring. So I'm gonna go with Shang-Chi. When deciding on my answer, I was literally just thinking who would be one of the coolest party members, and Shang was at the top of my list. But I also think some of the themes transfer well. Like when Shawn has a moment of weakness and tries to murder his father. Maybe
Hey, Jip, what the fuck? I know you're talking about Shawn because, like, that's his name in Shang-Chi, but you literally call him Shang in the in the sentence before. What the fuck do you mean? Why did you...
I call him Shawn, dude.
Maybe the
I know, but he
giant dragon
literally-
in the end is actually a heartless battle that spawned from the darkness in his father's heart. It literally writes
Yo.
itself. Please don't give Katie a voice actor, though. Aquafina drives me insane. Make her grunt and shit like Lexius in KH3.
Dude, I don't want to, like, continue a feud that has gone on for way too long, but that was a typical Jip answer.
It was.
I think it was a well done answer, dude. Because then,
No.
hey, you could also have the tournament scene again, dude. You could have freaking, you could
Yeah,
fight
but he didn't say that 'cause he didn't think of
1v1s and
that.
shit in there. That would be freaking dope, dude. Also,
think Jip thought of
party
that?
members, not only Shang-Chi, but his fucking sister is a badass too, dude.
True.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I want one of the big
But-
lion boys.
Dude, that'd be dope.
Brundock
Also the Mandarin.
says... Yeah, also the Mandarin. Fucking Trevor Flattery or whatever his name is. Brundock says, can I just trade it in for more Star Wars? I honestly don't think Marvel fits KH, and I really hope it isn't in.
No, you can't do that.
Brundocks. No, you can't.
That's not allowed.
It's not allowed. Not allowed. The Cake Man 644 Cat Overlord says, I would love to see Captain America the First Avenger because nothing is more based than punching Hitler in the face. Fuck you, Hitler, you beta cuck.
It's definitely based, dude.
That's
Based.
That's certified based.
That's based.
That's why I want it to be the Kingsman, so you can fight Hitler, the big bad.
I think that's owned by Disney.
Yeah, in the cutscene they reveal Hitler. And finally, Orpheus Joshua says, Ant-Man, just like the Castle of Dreams as Ven. How did I get so small?
I like that.
All right, boys,
I like that too.
what's our answers here? Shawn, you want to go first?
Yeah. I think a lot of the MCU is immediately out because I don't think they want to do a level too similar to Quadratum. And a lot of MCU stuff takes place in, like, big city showcases. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think they want to do, if we're doing space with Star Wars, I don't know if they want two space type worlds, so I feel like Guardians is kind of out as well.
Okay.
That leaves me with like Black Panther or Shang-Chi, but like setting Shang-Chi specifically in that other realm place they go to at the end of the movie. But that might be a little similar to Endor still. So I don't know. I think MCU is kind of difficult to place in there just on on like the idea of a level of a world design or level design. But I think I would go with either Black Panther or Shang-Chi, just because I think those would provide the most diversity to the level design in the game.
Dude, Wakanda would look so fucking cool.
It would look sick, dude. It would look sick.
So fucking cool.
Was that your answer, Jay?
I mean, no, I had the same answer as Jip, to be honest, because I fucking absolutely love Shang-Chi, and like, there's literally like a fucking heartless enemy at the end, you know what I mean? And you got the tournament area as well. I think that it would just be really, really cool, and you can have like little cameos and stuff in it as well, like in that like tournament area, like how they do it in the actual movie as well. And I also think just like you have a fight where you teaming up with Shang-Chi against his father or whatever would be really dope too. It'd be really cool, like reaction commands in it as well, and like just like really cool just set pieces in general, like riding the dragon or whatever and having to like jump onto it. It would be really, really cool.
It'd be like Mulan,
like you shot
again.
lock to it. That'd be dope.
Okay, so if I'm being real, and if we're all being real with ourselves, and I know this was against the rules of the question, but the answer is Avengers. They're gonna do Avengers. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
And I think what they're gonna do, to your point, Shawn, is it's not even gonna be in a different world. It's just gonna be in Quadratum, and the fucking Chitauri are gonna come down. But
that'd be so cool, because if we're going with the like everything is fiction idea, it'd be cool if the fictional Avengers characters started appearing in Quadratum.
Right.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
In the same way that Sora is appearing in Quadratum.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is going to happen.
Most of the Avengers are dead or dying.
Yeah. What?
Sora's like, Kiraga.
What I would like, actually, is Captain Marvel.
Whoa, that's fucking based.
Sora
that's
goes
based as
back
fuck.
to the 90s. He
That's
hangs
based
out in
as
a
fuck.
Blockbuster video with Captain Marvel. Okay.
I love it.
And then they end up on the scroll ship. And your party members are Captain Marvel and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
And you end up on the scroll ship, and then No Doubt's I'm Just a Girl plays as you fight the scrolls. And that's it. That's all I want.
Based.
No, the real answer is Thor Ragnarok, you guys. That's the best answer.
Oh, okay.
Like,
well,
I really like that answer as well. Yeah.
It's a good answer. Yeah.
Like the area is unique.
Yeah.
Imagine running up the buildings in like.
And I'm excited for Donald and Goofy.
Like during the Hulk parade, dude. That'd be legendary.
With all the fucking yeah.
I'm excited for Donald and Goofy to help Valkyrie with her drinking problem. You know, that's my favorite part of that movie.
And Donald not trusting Loki, but Goofy trusting Loki.
Hey, Donald, let's do get help now. Yeah. They just fucking steal the bit.
They think that Goofy died. They do that bit again, but it turns out the rock that hit him was an illusion that Loki did, so that they could get. Get close.
It's canon that Loki and Thor get help from Donald and Goofy.
Yeah, that's where they learned it.
They would absolutely do that.
Even though they talk about having done it before, but it would be hilarious if they changed it.
100%.
Just for the bit.
Yo, actually, I just had the best answer. Loki.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the fucking end of time or whatever, and there's all these
Or even
Lokis.
exploring the TVA would be cool as hell.
Well, maybe you start there.
I think that would be cool too.
Yeah.
Maybe you help them find out that the people in charge are like fake, and then you get sent to the end of time.
Like one of the like cloaked individuals is talking to the TVA and shit.
Right. Yo, that'd be cool. Anyway, that was the
Also,
question.
Owen Wilson in Kingdom Hearts, baby.
You're right.
He rides that fucking jet ski.
I buried the lead. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's Owen Wilson in Kingdom Hearts. Wow. That was the question of the week this week. Thank you, everybody, for answering, especially the people that said fuck you to Hitler. That's my favorite part. Next week's question of the week is actually a really good one from our good friend Alex.
Ooh.
And Alex says, you all know What If, right? The dog shit, interesting Marvel show? Take that, but make it about Kingdom Hearts. What weird scenarios would you like to see if it happened? Like, what if Riku kept the Keyblade? Or what if Ventus wasn't asleep for 390 years? Or what if DDD never existed because those fucking copium-induced Tui fans never fucking argued about it returning in Cage 4 because of Quadratum looking like Shibuya? Go fucking wild. So this is the question of the week for next week. We want to hear your favorite What If Kingdom Hearts scenarios and what happens in them. So, write essays. Fuck it. Go crazy. Shawn.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on the podcast this week. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. It was great. I loved it. It was very enjoyable.
I know you plugged your stuff at the end of the 20 or the 13 questions. I don't know why I keep saying 20. Do you want to just give everybody one more place, one more way to find you? And
just very briefly at Shawn_AFK on Twitter. Yeah, everything that I do, I talk about on there. So
so go check out Shawn's podcast. There are numerous and many, and continue to listen to this podcast because it's dope. But Shawn, thank you again for coming on. You're welcome on.
Thank you for having me,
even when it's not Star Wars related.
I mean, that would be great, but for sure, I'd love to come back when we have like actual information about if Star Wars is actually in it and we have more to talk about and go on.
Oh, yeah.
Because we did a really good job here, but man, they didn't give us a lot to go off of.
No, we were just, it was one of the favorite Kingdom Hearts fans' favorite things, speculation. So,
yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening.
I still believe that it's the fucking ATTE or whatever, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right. That's some cope.
Next week on episode 4, we will cover that full Famitsu interview because it will be fully released by then and hopefully translated by our boy Ryuji. Shout out to Ryuji. And Jason and I will also go into some in-depth about our very close upcoming charity stream, which is scheduled for May 12th. So we're gonna give you guys some final details on that next week because Jason and I spent all of yesterday labbing a lot of really cool stuff, and we're very excited for it. And we're very excited to I'll just say this now. We're very excited to raise money for Able Gamers, which is a charity we did last year, and it's a charity Jason and I are both very passionate about, and they give
absolutely
they give people ways to play video games who wouldn't be able to play video games in the typical way that people play video games with different controllers and different things.
And just thinking about not being able to play video games is just like, wow.
Not being physically able to play video games. Yeah. And so we, they do a lot of good, and we want to, give back. And so it's our third charity stream. We're very excited. And we'll talk about that more next week. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of the Ansem Report podcast. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Jason. Actually, Shawn, do you want to do it?
Do it, dude.
I do, but okay, I hope I get this right. All right.
Yeah, don't fuck it up like you did the other thing.
I hope I don't.
All right, Shawn, hit him with it.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Thank you.
Now, fuck off.
The Ansem Report podcast theme, Radiant Garden, is by Shane Plunkett and Jesse Wright of Meadow Vista Media. You know Shane Plunkett. He's also known as Fabio the Iguana. Is a very cute boy. Thank you to them for letting us use that theme. We also have a Patreon where you guys can go and give us money. Yep, that's it. You just give us fucking money. It's awesome. Basically, it supports the show and everything else Jason and I do. And when you do it, you get your name read on the show like these wonderful patrons. Nesquick 502, Billy the Kid Lawrence, Corinne Verd, DP Grant, Elbow Juice, Energy Scott, SB Cat, Famous for Nothing, Gavin Dotson, Iron Aggro, Iron Daddy Shawn, Ya Boy Woody, Pokemon Trainer J, Lisa S, Mr. Trumpeter 711, Matt M, Orpheus Joshua, Preferred Whale 6. Today's guest, Shawn _AFK, Swarls Barkley, Tyler Rips, Vigilus Gaming, Water KH, Yawn Song, Zach P, Chillery, Lands of Masters, Egglag 29, Frank Berg, Get Roxel, Regular Pat, Fabio the Iguana, Unholy Dolphin, Vetus, What's Up Carl, Edis Vanitas Broondocks, Chene, Damon Z, Kyrie's Bro, Travis Town Jr., and Phil Games and Afro-Roxas. Put 2 hands in there for effect. Thank you guys so much for being patrons, and if you want to be like them, you just go to patreon.com/Super Spikegetti Bros. That's patreon.com/Super Spikegetti Bros. We'll see you guys next week.